mic loves me. Only true friend. She love the sound of my voice. Put your mics in the air. If you real. If you really spit that real. I'm about to check it out. Assassin, look. When I want competition, I just look in the mirror. With every word that I'm spitting, then the vision is clearer. Nobody touching what I'm clutching, plus I'm busting it first. Yes, your chest will be a mess by the end of the verse. Your body stretched out like a book on the pavement. People pass by as they look in amazement. Your body leaking your genetics, got you looking so pathetic. No need to call the paramedics, it's too late for anesthetics. Me and my microphone. 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 Coming out the dirty south, show everybody I'm the cleanest. Run your mouth, I send your body to the cleaners. Love my mic, so can't nobody come between us. Won't be nice for anybody wanna see us. Back up a little, just a couple of feet. You don't listen, you'll be missing just a couple of teeth. Hard to buy the rhyme, with no teeth in your mouth. Stepping out of line, then we sweeping them out. Me and my microphone. 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 My mic got jealous when I was talking to my girlfriend. So you know, it's like I'm caught up in a world when I'm not about the drama. I don't need that. Started yelling and all I heard was feedback. Said I need to choose, but do it quickly. Use a tool, you fool if you don't pick me. Since she made me choose, you know I left her to pick my microphone up off the dresser. Me and my microphone. 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 Me and my mic been tight since 9-5. She don't wanna go out, just stay at home and vibe. Ain't nothing without her, I doubt she'll understand. Gets upset so I can't make no plans. Wants me to herself, she is so obsessed. When I go to sleep, I can't not get no rest. Calling on my phone when I'm gone too long. Says to her, be home, she wants to make a song. Me and my microphone. 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 This microphone. Can't wait to get you in my arms and my palms. And when we home alone, it is gonna be on. You make the words to my song sound strong. When I'm with you, baby, I can do no wrong. Can't wait to get you in my arms and my palms. And when we home alone, it is gonna be on. You make the words to my song sound strong. When I'm with you, baby, I can do no wrong. You know I had to do it. I had to take it back. I dedicate this to everybody out there that's doing music. Whether you're getting paid for it or not, it don't even matter. As long as you love it, I know it's gonna love you back. Put your microphones up. Much love to all the rappers that paved the way for people like you. All the producers. Rest in peace to everybody that's dead and gone. That's fast. Keep rapping till I'm dead and get paid for it. Matter of fact, bury me with my microphone. Yeah, that's fast, huh? Yeah, I love you too. Keep them out like a bad.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of the Straight Talk Sessions, the Man Talk Monday edition. Peace to everybody, man. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I am Mr. Straight Talk, the man with the greatest beard on YouTube. Peace to my family out there already. Those of you who watching, please make sure and hit that like, share, and subscribe button when you come into the building. Shout out to all my I see Mr. Anthony Liggins in the building. I'm gonna just let you know straight up, Anthony, that this is our Man Talk Monday show, and this is a show that gets a little rowdy, so I'm just warning you ahead of time. You might not want to stick around for this one, even though the topic that we are talking about is a very important topic. But over here, we do get, we kind of let the expletives fly a little bit on this show, just to warn you about that ahead of time. That's right, Nene, the beer game. Oh man, so Straight Talk Society, y'all know how I do it. Man Talk Monday is in full effect, and before the crew gets on, you got Mike, you got Wayne, you got Kev. They will be on shortly, but before they get on, I do want to go over what we have coming up on the society. So if you guys didn't check it out, last night was the first ever Miami Dolphins post-game show. So I went live after the Dolphins game last night, just so we can give real-time reactions to the scores around the NFL, specifically to the Dolphins game. We had a lot of fun, man. It was fun, man. Mike came on, MD came on. My cousin Ben finally hit the panel, and he was just a maniac with all his Dolphin hate. It was fantastic, man. Bones came on. So we had a real good time last night. So y'all make sure and check that out after every Dolphin game, with the exception of this one coming up. And we have two Sunday night games. So it won't be this Sunday night game, and it won't be the other Sunday night game. So whenever we have a Monday night or Thursday night primetime game, we will not be doing a post game, just because I had to get up so early in the morning, and I can't do a post show afterwards. So, but for the 1 o'clock games and the 4 o'clock games, we will be having post shows. Come by. It's real fun. It's not limited to just Dolphin talk. It's limited to whatever team you want to talk about. But I am a Dolphin fan, so that's what's going to drive the conversation, is the Dolphin talk. It was crazy because last night we had a dude on from Brazil. I mean, so everybody loves the Miami Dolphins, so it's all good. So just real quick, what we got going on the show. Hey, Michelle. Hey, what's going on? Piece of Nene, piece of tequila. I see Big Mike already there. Dwayne is in the building. Hey, Dwayne, make sure you let Carol know what's going down tonight, because we might, she might be real interested in this one. Tell her bring her friend too. She might be real interested in this one tonight. So let me just give you guys the rundown of what we have going on the channel this week. Let me get to that screen. So tonight is the Man Talk Monday show. Man Talk Monday is the flagship show of the Straight Talk Society. On that show, you will find out everything that is going on the channel. Tomorrow night, we have the very popular Tape Fist Politics episode 3. So Venkat and the crew are going to be talking about everyone's favorite president. This episode is entitled Joe Blunder, Jackass Joe's Attack on Progress. So that'll be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Make sure and check out Tape Fist Politics. Those guys do a tremendous job. And before I go any further, shout out to the MMA brothers, man. Those two brothers, ever since they took over that show, man, they've been getting some tremendous numbers on the shows. They've been keeping them down under the time limit that I love, and they've been just knocking them out. They did a show Friday night. They came back and did the review Sunday morning. See, they made a commitment because the NFL season started, and they're big NFL fans. They had to come on in the morning so they could get their review show out. So shout out to those brothers. Wednesday night, we have the return of Wrestling with Reality. We did have to take a break last week because I wasn't available, but we have episode 23. As of tomorrow, it is set to be the biggest sale ever in the history of professional wrestling. This will be the first time in 70 years that a McMahon does not own the WWE. So we will be talking about that because this is huge. And what what changes are on the horizon, what that has for the landscape of professional wrestling. So tune in Wednesday. I'm pretty sure me and Venkat will argue about something. Then Thursday, for the Bible Brothers, we do have a presentation this Thursday. I did promise that I was going to let Eddie Israel do his own presentation, because whenever he's on the crosstalks, they never let him talk. They always cut him off. So I'm giving him the time to do his very own presentation, and he chose a good one. This Thursday, the name of his title is what's the name of that title? Are Negroes Black Americans? And his thing is, no, they're not. They're Israelites. So he's going to tell us why Negroes aren't Black Americans, why they're Israelites. So tune into that. You're going to be Eddie Israel going to be able to, he's going to do his thing Thursday. Then Friday night, we have the MMA brothers back again with a UFC Noche preview show. I'm not even going to butcher these two names. Oh, you have Grasso versus Shevchenko, the rematch for the UFC women's flyweight title. Then on Sunday, they'll be back with the UFC review show of that show, 10 a.m. And like I said, because the Dolphins play Sunday night, we will not have a Dolphins show that week, this week. And then we'll start back all over again with Man Talk Monday. And just a programming note, we do have another debate coming up next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. St. Louis will be taking on brother Stacey Mobley. Listen, I'm going to just tell y'all straight up, Stacey Mobley is going to be a problem for anybody that wants to debate him. You guys didn't check out that debate with Peter Cox. Tremendous. That debate had people just talk, because he literally just challenged what everybody in the Black church believes. And he did it unapologetically, and it was awesome. He stood his square. I'm not going to say who won or lost or what position I believe. Go check the debate out. The debate was tremendous. That's coming up next Wednesday. Okay, so Carol May, come on. So now Venkat saying he changed the title to Joe Burden. So it's not going to be called Joe Blunder anymore. It's Joe Burden. Let's see. Dwayne said Carol will be in. She has a meeting at 6, so she'll try to come on. All right. So that's where we are with that. Like I say, we got real big things coming on the Straight Talk Society. Man, this is where you want to be at. I assure you. Whatever you're into, we got it. You're in the MMA, we got it covered. Those two brothers got it covered. You're in the politics, Venkat and the crew got it covered. Trust me, they got it covered. So whatever you guys are into, y'all into the more craziness, like tonight is going to be wild. I'm telling you, I already put a disclaimer in the chat because I know somebody's going to say something tonight that is going to probably tick somebody off. I know that. So this is where you want to be tonight. For the foolishness, I guess. This is going to be one of those shows where we just let it hang out. It's sure to be fun either way, though. But I'm saying we got something for everybody. And like I say, we got debates lined up every Thursday going into October. October 5th, Peter Cox will be back taking on Reginald Young. I mean, those two just got a blood feud all around YouTube. Those jokers been debating one another forever. And it's not going to stop because they got a debate October 5th entitled Was the Word Made Flesh? Something to that effect. But they just locked that in with me last week. So y'all look forward to that. And like I say, we do something for everything. This channel isn't limited to one thing. You know what I'm saying? We do it all. This is a one-stop shop. I don't deal with the drama. And like I said, I don't have a bad reputation. So nobody knows anything about me on YouTube outside of what I told you. And, I don't have any craziness following me or anything like that. I got a good name on these streets. So I want to keep it that way. So that's why we are the Straight Talk Society. I take pride in this. And we're going to keep this thing just as it is. Like I said, I don't need everybody's crowd. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't need everybody's crowd because when you go with everybody's crowd, you inherit everybody's drama. So I'm okay with the crowd that we have. We've been having a lot of uptick in our viewership, and it's good because we're building it from the mud and we're doing it the right way, ground up. A lot of hard work, a lot of hard dedication. I appreciate everyone that takes time to do the shows on here and things like that. The countless amount of hours of work that goes in, the time that people take away, from the family just to come on here and run their mouth. I appreciate that because we're doing it the right way. We're doing it the right way. Nobody gonna accuse us of doing anything. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in certain alleged conscious communities that is crazy, and I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't need to be associated with anybody that's a part of that. I don't want anything to do with anybody that's associated with the people that's associated to that. We literally gonna just do our own thing over here in our own little corner, and we're gonna keep it moving right here. And if as long as we keep running our mouths, keep putting on good content, the people will come, the right people. Like I say, last night on the Dolphin show, we had a dude from Brazil come in. We've had people from Germany come on, and you know what I'm saying? So I don't turn anybody away. I don't, when you try to build a society, that's what you do. So I got my sleeves rolled up. I'm in it for the long haul. Even in the Bible debate last week, you see, I had to kick somebody off because they would not stop with the constant drama. I do not do drama. I have gone a long time in life avoiding drama, and I don't need to avoid drama I don't need to have drama with people that I can't even see face to face. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's where we are with that. I see Wayne is in the building. I know Mike will be on soon. So with all that being said, I think I got all the plugs out of the way. I don't know when we're gonna have a Pour Your Heart. Oh, sorry, September 22nd. How could I forget the return of the Straight Talk therapy sessions with Dr. Mia? She will be back in full effect. That's going to be a Friday night at 8 p.m. And the name of that show is Forgiving What You Can't Forget, something to that effect. Don't quote me on it. All the titles are there if you go look at the shows. But with all that being said, yeah, Mike, go on hit. I email you the link. Go on hit the link, and we're gonna be back on the other side with what y'all came to see. Man Talk Monday.
Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. See you dealing with a vicious mind, hard cold like Christmas time. Every time I write a rhyme, put it all on the line. No need to hold my tongue, hold the mic like you hold a gun. Haters, I'm the chosen one, fakers, I don't roll with none. Don't you ever test my heart, been a rebel from the start. I ain't got time to play no games, I'm too busy playing my part. Keep my mind on my mission, living by my premonitions. Through the world with blurry vision, stressing in high definition. Walking the path unknown to most, the one that I love, I hold them close. Every rhyme I wrote was dope, no jokes so folks can overdose. Lyrically, I'm legendary. Yes, I'm very necessary. Fast to see my adversary buried in the cemetery.
Man Talk Monday. Yeah. Straight Talk Sessions live.
gonna acknowledge me.
It's Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. It's time to man up with your hosts, Trevor, Mike, and Wade.
But we have a responsibility and a duty to be fathers, not to just make babies, but to be real fathers. And you can't expect any good to come to you if you don't visit any good on your son or your daughter. So be a man.
And we are back with Man Talk Monday. And as you can see, we are at full force. So y'all, please don't cut off my introductions. First of all, I want to introduce my main man, my right-hand man. Go by a bunch of names. Others, Mango Mike, Big Mike, Black Moses, Papa Exo. I just call him Mike. Peace. What's up, Mike?
Papa Exo is wonderful, but others is the dame. Others is the gang. Y'all know what it is. Team Others. Holla at your boy.
and Captain Manosphere himself, Wayne.
Yes, sir. What up on the panel? What's up in the chat? Shout out to my Dolphins, my Canes, and my fantasy team. All dubs this weekend. I tell you.
Shout out to the number one offense in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to them. And last but certainly not least, we got the young phenom. And just like I promised for you, young Kev.
Wagwan, y'all. Wagwan chat. I'm ready to cook. Original recipe. Well, go ahead.
You are not Jamaican.
Yeah, the fakest, the fakest non-Jamaican I ever seen. So fellas, we have a very, very, very interesting show tonight, which might turn out to be very toxic, keeping in the vein of our earlier episodes. So the title of tonight's show is "Should We Step In to Protect the Sisters No Matter What?" Shout out to Moon Goddess. I haven't seen you in a while. Ricardo, no, when I say the link was only for Mike, is because I didn't know he had the email. But just so everybody knows, we did decide that we're going to allow panel guests, but they can't stay on the entire show. So it literally be them coming on just to ask a question or something like that, for what they want to talk about for that segment, so we don't take time from me or my co-hosts. And we are keeping in our time limit. We are keeping in our time frame. This show will be 2 hours or less, notwithstanding the 30 minutes of introduction that I just did before. So we have 2 stories to get to tonight. Depending on how long the first one goes, we may not get into the second one, because I want to spend every minute that we have to spend on this first story. So we're gonna go through some videos, and if any sister wants to hit the panel, they can. The panel is always open to the women, especially because of the nature of what tonight's conversation is going to be. So with all that being said, let me cue up the first video. We're going to do a succession of videos, and then we're going to go into our crosstalk. And as the story gets progressively worse, we'll bring out more and more detail. So the name of the show tonight is "Should We Step In to Protect Our Sisters No Matter What?" You know what? Before I even play the first video, Captain Cape Man, what do you think about that question?
The answer is duh. Hello.
I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, the answer is duh. Of course we should step in.
Okay.
Now, of course, if your life is in danger to where she's the one who's like, how am I gonna give her some grace?
So yes, basically, yes. So Wayne, what you think? Should we step in no matter the situation? That's a caveat. No matter the situation. That's what I said.
No.
Okay. Wayne, Mike.
Hell no.
Okay. All right. Let's get it. just wanted to see where we were. Just wanted to see where we were. So let's get it. Let me share this screen. So first thing first, we're going to listen to this sister because she just makes all the sense in the world.
Say in reference to the protect Black women is Black women have to learn how to respect Black men as well.
Right.
And I'm going to say that because a lot of us talk reckless. And then when we are in the face of danger, it's like, oh my God, you're not going to come to my rescue. When sis, you were just telling me ain't no good deadbeat, my mama ain't, she shouldn't have had me, should have swallowed
I look
me.
like this.
My daddy should have put her on my, put me on my mama's forehead. So I'm not going to say Black women shouldn't be protected, but this has to go both ways. And I'm not going to say Black women always disrespect Black men. However, we are in a state of emergency in the Black community that we're not even understanding at this point. To where Black women feel unprotected and Black men feel like they don't have to protect us.
Message.
All right. So y'all heard that. And piece of Charmaine Johnson. Charmaine, I just want to let you know that this is my Man Talk Monday show. So if you want to stick around, you've been warned ahead of time. But this show, we talk about more pressing subjects. So this is the show that this is the show that everybody calls me a sinner off of, based off of this show. Just so you know. So if you want to stick around and input your biblical knowledge and whatever, you're more than welcome, but just warning you ahead of time about this type of show. So we all seen in the news, and the reason I played that video, because the sister makes a point. So we're Black men are expected to protect Black women, but Black women can't be reckless at the same time. So real quick, let's touch on what she just said before I move on, because I thought that was a real interesting video.
I don't know if it's a state of emergency when it comes to that situation. I think it's more of a state of emergency that guys are weaker nowadays, to where they feel like they can't protect a woman in general. So that's where we're having all these debates about, like, oh, well, in this situation or in that situation, when it should be straight up like, yes, protect women, protect Black women specifically too. And I also give grace to women in general when it comes to like talking, because like, okay, for example, like you guys, like there's nothing that you guys could say to me unless like it's a direct threat to where I'm going to like chuck a brick at your head. You know what I'm saying? So I see the same with a woman. And, also, even if the woman is like toxic or disrespectful, I can just remove myself from the situation or get past her BS, because a lot of the time women like to test your gangster. And if you out gangster their gangster, then, you can kind of get in their panties in a sense.
So Kev, real quick, Kev, if more directly, if you see a woman, you're out in public, and again, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing with you, but you see a woman out in public and she is just like outright hitting a man, slapping him up and everything, and then he hauls off and hits her, should you step in?
I feel like I should, yeah.
All right, Wayne.
Kev obviously thinks like a lot of women been thinking, and some of these guys I call white knights, and I'm not calling Kevin a white knight, but they don't believe fat meat is greasy. They don't understand the concept of reality. They need to go do some history. This world is a dangerous place, period. Nature understands it. Tigers still have their teeth. Animals still have what they need to defend themselves. So if you're a woman and you don't understand your awareness, and you're out and about and you jaw-jacking with a man, if you think that every man out here is going to restrain himself from that, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken, because that's not reality, which women really don't look at. They think that every man is the same. every man should have these moral values, and every man don't have that. That's why we're told, we tell our children, our girls, our wives, or the loved ones in our circle, listen, first of all, do not put yourself in situations where you're going to be in those areas or dangerous areas, this and that. Protect yourself by saying, okay, get a license to carry or take a defense class, or if you see yourself in a situation where you can walk away from a man from going back and forth, do that, because there are men and women that will hurt you, period. So, I'll stop there. I'll land my plane there. I got a lot more to say about this, but
it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
Yeah,
Mike,
can you re-ask the question? I want to make sure I stay on topic.
So if you see a woman out in public and she's just beating the hell out of a guy, hitting him, cursing him out and everything, and he hauls off and hits her, do you feel obligated to step in and do something?
I will tell you this. If I didn't step in when she was hitting him, I'm not stepping in when he hits her back. I was partially raised in a beautiful island country. No need to mention it. And there used to be a famous thing that would happen there. People would go outside. The neighborhood would stand outside and watch it was before we had the term toxic, but we watched the toxic couple in the garrison. Man and a woman out there fighting, like throwing fists and swinging and And some sucker would always walk up. Hey man, what you doing? Not in that accent, but hey man, stop it. Get off of her. And she would 9 times out of 10 punch that guy in the face and say, mind your business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This is between me and my man. And every guy who was around would laugh at that guy and say, you should have mind your business. Ain't had nothing to do with you. She didn't call for your help. And everybody in that town knew, leave them alone. Now that was back in the 80s. Go ahead. What you want to say?
No, because you just hit on something. And I want to ask you and Wayne real quick. What did they always tell us growing up? We're 80s babies. When 2 cousins were fighting, or if 2 brothers were fighting, if 2 sisters was fighting, what would they always tell us? Don't get in the middle of family fights, correct?
Yeah.
It ain't your business.
Because what's going to happen? They could be hard down fighting one another, but the minute
turn on you.
Exactly. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, you remember 50 Cent said that the other day when they were talking about when Lil Wayne and Baby were going at it and they were beefing and they were asking him what side you gonna choose, and he said, I'm not choosing any side. Them dudes used to kiss in the mouth. They're gonna be friends soon. And what happened? They fixed it. Yeah, that was funny. They fixed up. He gave him a couple million and they back buddying and slapping butts again. I stay out of people's business. I don't understand.
So
Kevin lives in I gotta say this one little part. Kevin lives in a dream world. Okay? Kevin lives in a dream world where if you do one thing, then another thing's going to happen. I don't think he's had enough experience to understand that just because you try to out gangster a woman don't mean she gonna stop. You try to turn up on a woman, hey girl, what I said. Some girls will go, oh my bad, I didn't know. Some girls will pick up something and throw it at you. Some girls will go, oh, what you gonna do? Do something. Some women will not stop until you hit them. And if you won't hit them, they're never gonna stop. I can send you videos, okay? I've watched a man, and I hope everyone's seen this. I've watched a man on a subway bus, a white gentleman who was about 6'2", standing there. You could tell he was on the spectrum. He wasn't bothering anybody. And a group of black girls, one black girl looked at him and thought he looked goofy, started making fun of him. He was ignoring it. She was making fun of him. She walked up to him, put her hands on him, pushed him. He pushed her back and said, stop it, and tried to walk away. She came over and pushed him back to where he was, said, you don't walk away from me. What you think you are? And hit him in the face. And he reached his hand back from Georgia and slapped the brakes off this chick. And it pissed me off because we all know what happened. Everybody on the subway sat there watching this dude get beat up. As soon as he hit her, every man in the world jumped up. Hey man, you can't do that. I was on that bus. I would have swung on every dude. That pisses me off. I don't understand why people love to sit there and watch a man get abused and not do anything. I've seen people on video, a man cooking his dinner, and the girlfriend is mad about something, and she's slapping him in the head, calling him names, and her friend is in the back giggling and recording it. Matter of fact, let's go to the most famous one, the one that made that man famous. You remember the guy who was singing that song? He was singing that song into his live camera.
She slapped the crap out of him.
Yeah, that Daniel Caesar song, and he was just singing it, and his baby mama's on the bed, and this man is literally looking 180 degrees away from her. She's behind him, and she reaches her hand back from the other room, and Cock Diesel pops this dude in the eye. His eye is watering while he's looking in the camera, and it's swelling. His face is looking terrible, beat up, and he's just singing the song, refusing to hit her back, and she's swinging on him. And guess what they said in the comments? You're a strong man. I'm so proud of you. Hey, call me what you want. I ain't no strong man. She'd have caught an elbow. Say what you want about Michael.
So, okay, because the narrative's going to get pushed now that we're a bunch of BANs and PANs and all that stuff. So at what at which, you know, and I'm hoping people understand what we're saying and where we're going. I didn't say that this woman was innocent. I never mentioned being innocent. I'm saying that this woman is being physical with someone, and then he turns around and defends himself. So now on the flip side of that, because you know what they're going to say, oh, if that was your mom, oh, if that was your sister, oh, if that was your aunt, oh, if that was a woman in your family, you'd be quick to defend them. And you know what? You're probably right. So at what point, what needs to happen for you to be out randomly and protect a woman that's being attacked?
Sir, right before then, you said that could be your mom, that could be your sister. Guess what? No, it can't. There is not one woman in my family that would go down that path, not one blood related. My family got couth and manners. The women in my family, if you raise your voice at them and you ain't fam like that, they immediately walk off and get a mail. The women in my family don't play like that. You're not going to beat up the pretty ladies of my family scratching their face up. It ain't happening. The women in my family don't even get down like that. Because just so you know, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm the guy that everybody got on about the little boy who shot the man, and I said that woman should have shut up.
I was going to bring it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay on topic. I'm the man. I said it. So I don't want no one in the world thinking, oh, Michael's changed. No, I stand on that. If you're a woman and you're arguing with a man, we had a thing in school, it was in middle school, but if you bad enough to hit a man, you bad enough to get swung on by a boy. That's what happens when you're little. Now, as men, we don't hit women. As grown men, I know I don't have to hit a woman to get her to do what I want, because I have learned defensive techniques with my voice, defensive techniques with my mind, and I get in a woman's head before she's anywhere near my bed. But if I'm in a situation with a stranger, I've had those situations with a stranger and it's getting violent, I tell her straight to her face, look here, ma'am, I don't know you. I'm not none of these sucker dudes you mess with. You put your hands on me, I promise you one of us going to the hospital, and it won't be me. That usually makes them back off, Kevin. It ain't about gangster. It's about letting her know there's a threat of danger. And what I've had to do in my past is I have a couple, what we call them fake cousins, or cousins that we just play cousins. I have a couple gangster female play cousins who I can call in the city I'm in, and they pull up and they will dog walk you. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I always had that. I always had, like, if any woman ever messed with me, and I never had to fight any woman, I just go call my brother's sister, and what? she pretty much could beat up anybody, so she would go take care of it. Kev, get in there.
Well, Mike, if you ever want to come to La La Land, I'm gonna get you a ticket, and we can chill together. I got mango trees and stuff. But so I get what you mean with the whole, like, you know, out gangstering her gangster isn't like the solution all the time. But my thing is, like, why are you sticking around to the point where, like, she's gonna hit you in the first place? Like, I'm pretty sure by the time she's planning on hitting you, she's shown you plenty of times that she's that type of chick. And you brought up an example about a dude living with his girlfriend, like that's smacking on him. But how good is her cooch to the point that you're gonna, like, sit there and let a chick, like, smack you up? That makes no sense to me. So yeah, you know, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, like, there's just like with dudes, there's signs that shows you that this is the type of person you're dealing with. With the, you gave another example.
The guy in the subway.
Oh, the guy in the subway. You got to defend yourself. But I don't know. I feel like you can just move out the situation. Although those things were, go ahead.
So Kev, okay, so you said the guy on the subway, he has to defend himself, but random guy at home that's getting beat up, he needs to leave and just walk away. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is you can control your situation. Like you don't have to deal with a chick that's beating you up, right?
But the guy on the subway, like same thing, he's getting beat up by a woman.
Right. In that situation, he's I'm giving it grace because he's in a room that's like, or he's in a closed location, so it's gonna be a lot harder for him, especially if they're like following him. I could tell they're the type of girls that would do that, but yeah, in that situation, I mean, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Because I'd be damned if someone messes up my cute features. Now I can't get to my 2 eyes because you want to smack me up. I might not knock you out, but you know, we're not gonna do those type of games.
Hey, Kevin,
go ahead.
Next time we're around each other, right?
Right.
I'm gonna start an argument with you, and I want to see how you get away from me.
I'm kicking you in the nuts.
Boy, you can't kick me in no nuts. You wish you could.
Shout out to MD. Y'all make sure and type in the chat free MD20. All right, so let's get to what we all came for, because I got a couple of videos that's gonna set this up, and I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what the fellas thought of. So let's get to why we're here today. Let's see which one she is. Okay, right here. Let's go to this one. What's going on? Uh-oh. What happened to did my screen freeze up? What happened?
You got to speak it to existence, Ricardo.
Huh? What's going on? Hold on, real 1 second. I'm having a little technical difficulty, I think.
No problem. You work that out. Listen here, gentlemen. I'm not saying Kevin is out of his mind, right? If you can get yourself out of the way. I'm a big proponent on getting in. I don't know why dudes have this thing where they want to be heard or they want to get their point out so much that they sit there arguing with a woman. Wayne will tell you, if you're yelling at a woman and you and a woman are yelling at each other, you're automatically gonna look like a sucker. There is absolutely no reason for you to be screaming back and forth with a woman. Stop and leave. And it's worse if it's not your chick. I've fallen for, and I'm not gonna act like I'm the man. I love to debate, so I've gone back and forth with people. It usually ends with me getting their phone number, but it ain't worth it most of the time. Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead, Trev.
My man.
All right, so we're all familiar with this, sister. That's going around and regard. So a lot of new details have come out, and we're gonna. If you're talking about the East African scandal, see, MD, you're jumping the gun. But MD, I'll drop the link later. I gotta let these guys ride out on her first. We got a 2-hour time limit on this, so you'll have plenty of time to come on. But so we've all seen this young lady. She is Somalian. So first, let's go. I want to stick strictly to what she's saying here, because this is what even started all this. I wouldn't even done this show if it wasn't for this video. Everybody's sending me this. So let's hear what she has to say. And pardon the cursing from now. I can't help that.
Ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they're all just watching, and they let that nigga get in a car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
All right. So right off the bat, when I first saw this, I want to say my wife was the first person to send me this. And when I saw it, again, no context. With this show, a lot of things we react to, we have zero context. And so I'm like, man, these dudes nowadays, that was my first thing. Like, man, I just gave her a bunch of angry faces. Like these dudes nowadays. Then Mike sent me the story. Ricardo sent me the story. And everybody started sending me this story. So I decided, I was like, you know what? We might need to talk about this on Man Talk Monday. So let's walk this down. Nobody jumped the gun, because I see MD already want to jump the gun about what we know now. What was your, Kev, when you first saw this? What was your initial reaction?
Oh no, I felt bad. Because stuff like that happens, especially with chicks who are like either at a club or like going to a gas station. I usually see this situation. So yeah, I definitely got fooled, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. But go for it.
See, that's the unfortunate part, that we had to wait so long. That's what I hate. We had to wait so long before we get to these things, and now all these new details came out. So now we'd be like, dang, man, I felt, but we got to act like we don't know anything. Wayne, when you first saw this, what did you think?
I said, wait a minute. What's the percentage of guys who picks up a brick? I'm trying to hold my customer, bro. What percentage of guys, black men, picks up a brick and hit a woman because he asked for her number and she said no? That was it. That's just it. That's it. He asked, hey, how you doing? You mind if I get your number? No. Okay, I'm finna pick up a brick, and what are you gonna do? Second, I mean, come on, like, I'm telling you, there is some type of social mental disability going on out there that I don't understand the way people think, bro. And they immediately get into their emotions and feelings. Immediately. I'm not saying it, it looks bad. She's crying, but I'm just saying, the first thing I said was a guy just picked up a brick because you said no to a number. That's it. She didn't even say they got into a conflict. She didn't even say they exchanged words. Nothing. He asked me for my number and I said no. He picked up and said, what are you going to do about it? What is that? What are you going to do about it? So, I was just like, oh, that's different. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, like I said, I'll wait till the story come out, because I was right about Carlee Russell. Let me put that out there. Okay. And I was just like, well, let me just wait and see how this pan out. Cause I just was just like, wow, just a man. Man, maybe 1% of men, black men, would do some goofy shit like that. Goofy. Less than 1% would just, I've never seen that before. A woman just said no, and the guy pick up something and hit a woman with.
And it's Wayne, what woman now don't have a fake Google number or something?
Bro, exactly. And then she stood there when he had the brick in his hand. It was like, what you gonna do? She stood there and got hit. You didn't walk away. You didn't run. You didn't take off running. Like, look at this guy trying to hit me with a brick, and you take off running. You just stood there. And he said, and he even asked you, well, what are you going to do? And you didn't flee. You didn't get away from him. Come on, man. But anyway,
I hate that we got so much details now, Mike.
Man, go ahead.
All right, check me out. I thought it was fishy from jump. I'm gonna tell you why. Two big reasons. One, anyone in my life, and this is a life lesson for everybody that's listening. If anyone's telling you a story, especially a woman, and they say, I've never done anything to anybody, they usually lying. They're usually a liar. You shouldn't listen to anything they say. I'm talking about anything. If they tell you the sky blue, they lying. You're going to go outside, it's going to be gray skies. I'm telling you. Anyone that says, but I'm innocent, I would never, they're lying. If it's a politician, if it's a child, I've never heard the rabbit, why'd the rabbit bite me? That rabbit, that kid was putting something in the rabbit's butt or something. Whole bunch of weirdo stuff. I'm telling you. Anyone that says I've never done anything is lying. You remember that preacher back in the day? I would never. And then 2 months later, I have sinned. They all
Jimmy Swaggart.
Jimmy Swaggart. Anyone that says that, they lying. It's what it is. Remember Clinton? I have never. Lying. Anybody that says they've never is lying. Number 2, when I was in high school, 10th grade, I had an issue at my elementary school where we used to go out and play basketball. There was a dude from a neighboring neighborhood, which is a weird thing to say. He and we were playing on different teams, and I was bodying him up, and I fouled him. And he said something, and I was feeling real G that day. If you know me, I don't play gangster ever. I ain't a gangster. I don't want to be. But I was feeling myself that day. I was like, man, shut up. So what? It's a foul. Go take the ball up. So then he started playing rough. It got to the point where, I pushed him down. He got up. He went over to his side of the circle and came back with 3 other dudes. My stupid tail didn't listen when he's like, all right, I got you. Be here when I get back. I'm a gangster now, so I'm going to stay here. Well, he ain't going to do nothing to me. Should have went home. Whole stupid. So now it's 4-on-1. No, 4-on-1.5 because I had somebody there with me, but he didn't want to get jumped. So now I'm pushing these dudes back. They pushed me back, and back at this time in elementary school, they were doing renovations. These dudes picked up a bunch of rocks and were throwing them at me. They didn't hit me in the face, but they hit me at least 7 times in each calf. At least 7 times. I could not walk home. The guy who was there, he ended up putting me on the handlebars of his Huffy. I'll tell you how long ago it was. And gave me a bike ride home. I couldn't go to school for that week. And I tell you that to say this. My calves were torn up because rocks have rigid edges. They tear skin. If you looked at that woman's face, it was smoother than Trevor's head and just as shiny. There wasn't no lacerations. There wasn't no cuts. There wasn't no bruises. Her face was the same color uniformly. She didn't have a black eye. She didn't have nothing. It was just swollen. If you have ever been hit with rocks, I've been hit with a rock in the face. It was about the size of a old MP3 player, but I've been hit and I was leaking from my temple. So my immediate thing was, number 1, I don't like the way she talked. Number 2, she flawed. And if I could say this one more thing, you didn't play the video. Are you going to play the video where she was talking to the guys that were out there? Okay, I'll wait till you say that. Go ahead.
So, y'all put a lot of thought into this. When I get a lot of these, truth of the matter, when I get a lot of these videos, I never look at them right away. So a lot of times I'm looking at them when I'm probably half asleep. So when I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh man, that's messed up. Never to stop to think like, boy, let's examine this, because with me, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Just like with the Carly Russell thing, hell, it would have been better if my story would have been true, because I said she got abducted by aliens, but she probably would have wished that, that was the case. But I still wanted to try to give them the benefit of the doubt, even though everything was there. So you and Wayne, y'all good at that, like at examining everything. I just try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not like Kevin, just be like, oh, all women are innocent, but I'm just like, man, I'm just like, man, looking at it. And I too, Mike, I've been hit in the head with a stick, somebody threw a stick and it hit me right in the forehead and cut me up. And as I'm looking at her, I'm noticing like, yeah, if you got hit with a brick, and to Wayne's point, where you just got a random brick laying, like, where were you that a random brick?
Oh, sir, they're all over the store in ATL. They're all over. They're like leaves.
A brick?
Out of her damn mind. They all over the ground. They're like leaves.
I go to Home Depot. You know what it is to pick up a brick to have to hit somebody with. Like, think about what's going on here. But so we're gonna move on to the next move.
Before you go, I want to say a quick little thing. If you look at that video, you see right in the middle where our Cardi was going off, and a little Scrappy was going off, calling them what size boy. Hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, Ricardo, we gonna get there, Ricardo, because again, now I'm just Mike has info. I'm pretty sure Wayne has info, and I'm just gonna go by what I've seen. I'm not reporting anything, but if it walks like a duck, quack like a duck, then it's a duck. And MD wants to come on to man, he got a lot of bad things to say about her. So MD, I'm gonna drop that link for you to come on soon once we get to start exposing her. But
Hey,
so
Trevor,
let's
I feel like we'll get canceled.
you see how much I talk in real life, right? Imagine what happens in my brain when it's just me. You feel me? So trust me, I anything I see, I analyze 19 ways from Sundays. It's frustrating and tiring.
Another thing I picked up on about this story is that how fast it went viral. Like, man,
Hello.
TikTok, when I log in on TikTok every day, there was so many panels talking about this. And most of the time, there was a lot of men and women just bashing black men about not protecting and, like Kev say, not being strong enough to even protect, which I don't even know what that means. But bro, 2 weeks ago, before this story started, there was a teacher who was sexually assaulting one of her students, 14-year-old. His mom found his phone with 200 text messages in there of them texting back and forth and naked photos of her. She was having sex with the boy, and then for his birthday bought him a Glock. Not one word. Not one word on social
I actually have that story saved to talk about in
bro,
one of the folders.
Hey, what did Dave Chappelle said? Whenever there's something going on serious, they pop out another Michael Jackson story. Hey, Mike, we're gonna need you to touch another kid so we can push this under the rug. That's all they do, bro. They throw out something to get everybody yelling to forget what's really happening.
When you, I tell, if you don't know that we live in the gynocracy, the black culture, man, I don't know what else to tell you. But if you want to get this smoke, come on down.
All right, so let's start. Let's start examining this young lady. This was back in 2020.
And they mad because you trying to beat somebody. They mad because you trying to beat somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They gonna beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. Grown ass niggas try to beat me up. Grown ass niggas try to beat me up for no reason. Look at me. I'm not a bad person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a good person. And they try to do this to me. You grew up.
So again, there we go. The Mike thing. You know, I'm a good person. I'm not buying in. Wayne buying into why they were able to scam. Okay. So I know we got the rule. You know, y'all want me to let MD up now because he really want to talk about this.
Let him in.
What did he say? I was buying in the way.
That's why I want to see what he talking
buying
about.
into why they were able to scam.
MD, the link is MD. The link is in the chat. So okay. So what I noticed about this video, she have a thing with her face. She always talking about look what people try to do to my face.
I think I see what you're trying to say. I see what you're saying.
Look what people always trying to do to my face. They always trying to. She's very narcissistic. I could look at her and tell. Hello. It's always look at my face. I'm trying to do this. Y'all mad because I'm doing this. Y'all mad because I'm doing this. So that's just one video. Because what people fail to forget is whenever you record something and put it on the internet, it stays there forever. Yep. You think you erase it, you think you do all of this, but it stays there forever. And people like notoriously grab that stuff for instances like this, because now what people are doing is building a case against her. So anything on that one before I move on to the next one?
I just want to repeat
what was crazy.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Black Line.
What was crazy to me too also is that in both of the, well, no, you didn't show, no, never mind. I'm moving too far ahead. Go ahead. I'll wait. I don't want to go too far ahead.
World see that this is a practice tone. How she's speaking, how she's elocuting, the way she looks, the way she moves the camera around, the way she points at herself. It's a tone to invoke rage in women. And the words she's using are very, very scientifically meant to stoke that color purple feeling in women. Kevin Samuels said it best. The Color Purple is a book. It's a movie. Mr. Ain't real. I don't know any woman in my actual life that has a Mr. in her life. I'm not saying a woman ain't never been hit. I'm not saying a woman ain't never got something thrown at her. I'm saying ain't no man that I know married a woman, kept her in the house, got on top, did his business, and then told her to raise my babies, you ugly huff. It don't happen. It don't happen.
Let me ask y'all real quick as you bring that up, I'm not saying that this stuff doesn't happen, but it's all about like your circle and everything. How many men do y'all know personally, and don't call no names or anything if it's the case that beats up women?
Personally,
I know two, but if I tell you one, one of them comes with a story because I actually had to fight him. But because I'm such a non-protector, I had to fight him, and that's how I got that's how I ended up with the woman the only woman I've ever been in love with, because I fought that dude. It's a great story. I'll tell you one day.
I can't think of any. I've seen couples fight. I've seen I've seen it once downtown outside of a club. I've seen it once. That's the only one I can think of so far. But yeah, I've seen dudes argue with chicks all the time.
I've seen many women hit men. I know a woman who I was taking a man and a woman. I was driving them somewhere for a favor, and I'm driving, and all I hear is, "Ah, I can't believe you would do that." And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna get y'all out the car if y'all don't stop. And she's like, "I'm sorry, he's just like this. We have to." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I start driving, and I look in the rearview mirror, and I see her look at me, look at him, and then stick him in the jaw, and then throw herself into the door and go, "Why are you like this?" And I immediately was like, y'all got to get the hell out of my car. And I put her out when I stopped him, and I left her there on the side of the road by the bank, and I dropped him back at the house.
Bro, listen, in most domestic cases, women are much more violent than men.
Oh, big facts.
Period. And again, there's a study. I wish sometimes I could send you stuff right now. You could throw it up, Trev. Like
you can just email it to me.
It's a 2-minute video that they did case up here. The study up here, research back in 2017 here in Atlanta, in the state of Georgia, where the domestic cases where men are the victims are just rising like crazy. They say if it's not equal by now, it's probably more. And the reason that is more, but they don't have the numbers because most of the time men don't report it. You know what I mean? We kind of like Kevin said, you walk away, she's busting your windows out and she's throwing stuff at you and you're running away from her. You know what I'm saying? That kind of crap. You know what I mean?
The reason it's reported is because other men feel like
come on. That's cap, Kev. Come on, Kev.
Feel like
we all know dudes love crazy cooch. So yeah.
Nah, I'm not even talking about crazy. I'm talking about jewelry in the grocery store. You cut in front of me and they going back and forth and she getting in the woman's face. I saw a clip in the day where this lady got out the car and punched the dude's car and was like, get out the car. She was talking to a man like this. And she got out the car. No, not at all.
That she's weak. He's weak. That's why she got away with it. Duh.
Yo,
wait, what?
I cannot wait for the day Kevin goes through this. I'm gonna have my phone out. I'm gonna have the camera in my car pointed at him.
He's doing that for shock value, man.
Yeah, I ain't listening to Kevin. Because Kevin will be the same one to say he like crazy cooch. But if you say the woman like toxic dick, oh well, that's different.
Let me and shout out to MD. MD just joined the panel. Let me get to this other video and then I'm gonna hear what MD got to say. This again, you got to be careful what you do online because it always follows you. So this is another one. Let's see. Oh, all right. So this is the same woman that gets hit in the face with a brick. So she has a history of just going around doing this craziness. And MD, I promise I'm gonna let you go off because I'm trying to keep these guys.
Go ahead, man. I'm chilling. Go ahead. They got it.
Just because
I'll get in what I can get in.
I want to get through all my videos and stuff. I feel like Venkat now. I want to get through these videos. All right. So all right. So here's one of the latest ones that surfaced. So all right, so we see she said something. I couldn't make out what she said, but she slapped the hell out of this white guy, and then she proceeds to twerk. Yeah, nothing says I'm angry like stopping mid slap and shaking my ass. Like that's Kev, defend it, Kev, defend it.
Well, that one don't count because she does TikTok skits doing that. So I don't correlate that to like all the other allegations.
You don't see a pattern there, Kev?
What do you mean?
What the reason I'm showing this is just to show her behavior. Like,
well, that's a skit.
She has a propensity. You sure that's a skit?
That's what's on her TikTok, yeah.
Okay, well, I got to go with what you say then. I'm not on TikTok.
I agree with Kev.
Yeah, because there's other videos of her doing that. So I don't correlate with the other videos, but
if it was a skit, that man's face wouldn't have been blurred out. He would have signed the paperwork.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're right.
Why y'all acting like I'm the only person that got a brain? Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, because it's TikTok. Like where? Yeah, what? Ain't no releases signed on TikTok.
Falling for the trap.
But even if it was a skit, like that's your skit, walking around slapping men in the face.
Don't forget the boot. Don't forget the booty shaking. Don't forget that.
Oh no, are we not looking at the?
It's called character development. Development.
Yeah, we literally a judge would look at this and literally build a case against her. That's all I'm doing here.
Good point, MD.
Well, a good lawyer would argue against it, but go ahead.
I'm confused. Are y'all seriously telling me the first thing the first thing that popped in your head when you saw this video wasn't, oh, this is what she did to the guy to get him to throw a brick if it happened? That ain't the first. I didn't correlate that only because this is like 2 years ago. So I didn't. Yes, it was 2 years ago, but it's not the only video, right? There's plenty of videos of her doing it. Are you telling me this the first time she didn't just slap a dude? If she going around slapping dudes for being white, slapping dudes for being in the patriarchy, slapping dudes for just existing, she didn't slap a dude for a phone number if he existed? She was just standing there. She was just standing there, not hurting anybody. That's what happened.
Mike, you would be known as a mark. You would be the mark. You would be the target for the scam.
Yeah, I don't have TikTok, so I'm telling you, I don't follow her. If it wasn't for y'all sending me these videos, I would have had no idea who this chick was.
I could never be a mark, sir, because the only thing that get me to separate from my ends is food and my baby. That all.
So MD, you're saying that because you want to touch on the scam so bad. So hold on, Wayne. What did you have on this? The whole slapping.
Nah. Go ahead. Let MD ride. Go ahead.
So MD, you're saying that the setup for the scam, because you seem to be really vocal with her that she's Somalian, which is another thing. She's a Somalian refugee. So I found that out.
Now.
She's a Somalian refugee.
That was me just being personal. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It could be anybody, but that's just me doing my thing. You know.
But what's your dang? You don't like immigrant. You don't like island immigrants. Racist. Now you don't like Somalians. What's going on?
Yeah, hey man, the hell with what you call that bread they eat injera. The hell with our injera eating that. I don't give a damn. But for real. But seriously though, when I first saw the video, you know, and I analyzed it, I saw the people that was around. It was other Somalians that were around. That pointed my antennas up already. I said, okay, is this like a Somalian club they went to, or you know? So that kind of piqued my interest, right? So when the details came out, it was crystal clear to me. I was like, yeah, they're using black dysfunction and siphoning it through some sort of scheme that they're doing, and everybody fell hook, line, and sinker for it. I love being the individuals, man, because this stuff like this, it don't garner any affection for it. I don't give a damn.
Boy,
at the end of the day.
Always,
You know what I'm saying?
Always bring it back political.
I don't get, I can't allow this falsehood of cultural dysfunction within the black community to stifle the person that I am. But others do it based off of what we see on social media. These
First
people,
off,
and like I
watch
said,
how you talk about others, sir.
What do you mean?
You ruined the whole joke. Just keep going.
His name is.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, but what I'm saying is, they used a stereotype that's prevalent in black culture today, and made a game around it. That's what it did, and apparently she's been doing it for a couple of years.
Yep.
Now, if you have an individual mindset, you would see that from a mile away. But because of we are who we are, we fell hook, line, and sinker for it, and thousands of dollars have been appropriated as a effect.
And shout out to Gideon Prime for joining the chat.
Thousands.
So hold on, MD. You said we fell for a hook, line, and sinker. She used the. So what is she doing that's in black culture? Like what?
No, the black dysfunction, the manosphere, womansphere stuff. It is shining bright like a star right now.
So you saying
because we got people like Wayne and Mike talking on the negative side, and no knock at it. I understand the dissenting view, but it gives a boost to these women that look at this gynocracy, quote unquote, and put it on the pedestal. That's how you get the mark.
So you don't think none of that is going on. You don't think
I didn't say that. I ain't say it wasn't going on. I'm saying it's not relevant.
Why isn't it relevant?
Because we're all people at the end of the day. You can't associate who you are based off what people do. I'm an individual. I can't break it down.
Okay, I'll just be ready to say you got to be talking about individualism. This is like some type of
100%. And that's why you're the mark, Mike the mark. All the people that donate, all the women that donated are marked.
How does that make me the mark, though?
Because you're talking about it in a dissenting view.
I'm talking about it in a
dissenting view. Yet it's still, we know that it was a scam. Right now we do. We probably didn't know.
Now we know it was a scam. When I first saw it, I knew I already had questioned it when I first saw it.
Cool.
But what they got to do? But what I'm saying is this speaking to what women do. Period. When they play games in reality or in the internet, that a lot of men don't know or don't understand. That's my whole thing.
I get you. I don't disagree with that. But that was the whole point in the first place. That's what they wanted you to believe.
No.
More of a dissenting view, more of a outward angle from the men that's talking about it equals more money for them from the women.
Not necessarily. My thing is
that's what's happening. Well, that's what was happening.
Hold on. Guess what, fellas? I'm bringing out the 2-minute timer.
I'm done. I just want to come up and say
no. We can move on. We can move on. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that.
I wasn't saying I'm bringing out a 2-minute timer to stop y'all. I'm gonna tell everybody else to mute out. Go at it.
You trying to create a clip? I got you.
Yeah. Now you want to run, Wayne? You want to run from him?
No, come on, man, stop. Wayne? Come on, man, stop. We actually agreeing, but what I'm saying is that I'm saying from a point of view of this stuff happens all the time, and men need to understand the games that women play, the manipulation, the bullshit that they do. It's a lot of men that fall on deaf ears to this type of behavior all the time. That's my point. That's all.
So let me ask you a question, Wayne. Does this more fall in line with being domestic tyranny on whichever side you may choose, women or men? Is it domestic tyranny or is it outright dysfunction from all of us?
I think it's outright dysfunction, starting from the fact that women took a piece of the devil's pie back in the beginning. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You want to try and make this balanced thing, but it ain't. That's what you're trying to do, but it ain't, brother. The social contract has been broken between black men and black women back in the 70s during the feminist movement, when black women decided to take a piece of that white devil's woman's pie and told the black man, you get your own piece, you and your black boys, and we'll go
Can I
from
say
there.
something?
You
Can I jump in?
So when you
Real
want to
quick.
Now hold on, get in. Hold on.
No, I'm done. Go ahead. Let him get in.
I just want to add on to what Wayne was saying. I agree with Wayne, but I take it back further, yo. I think this started with the inception of R&B music.
No, I mean, no,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I want you to think about that.
I think the civil rights movement. Well, I know there's information on that it was co-op by the feminist movement. That black woman took a piece of that white woman's devil's pie, and she ran with it by accepting the fact that black men after the drug era went to prison. Okay, the prison industrial complex. Okay, which is your boy Biden was a part of back in the days. Okay,
That's how it ended. That's how it was finalized. I'm talking about what was the very beginning of what you're talking about. Is when our music started to worship women instead of God.
No. It started when welfare reform started. When they was throwing black men in jail and giving women welfare reform.
It didn't start then. You're right, and that was part of the whole thing. You're 100% right. But if you want to really get to the nitty gritty and make sure this never happens again, if we could even stop it,
you got to be an Israelite, my brother. Are you an Israelite?
No, I am not no Israelite.
Okay.
Far from an Israelite.
Go ahead.
I'm a Protestant, yo.
Fair enough. All right, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
But like what I was saying is, this was even in the Ray Charles movie, the depiction of Ray Charles, which he got from Ray Charles himself, you know. And there was a part in the movie. I made a video about this. There was a part in the movie where Ray Charles, before he blew up, he was playing in a little jazz club in the movie, right? You know, Jamie Foxx. You'll probably know the scene where basically he's playing in a little jazz club and a pastor and his wife walks in the jazz club, shuts it down, and was like, "This is sacrilege. You against God. You with the devil. You taking God's music and turning it into sex." Basically, they took God out of the music and they started to worship women with it. And then the women got an appetite to receive that worship, and that was the start of the ending. Now, what you're talking about, that's how it ended up. But the very beginning is when our woman got the appetite, where our whole world became the woman. That it was never supposed to be about that. The women are supposed to submit to us. And I'm not trying to be macho. I'm not trying to abuse them. And I'm not trying to be like, you better bow down. No, screw all of that. You're supposed to love, like it says in the Bible, men, love your wives like Christ loved the church. And when was the last time you saw Jesus talking about, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so no? He was instructing the church, giving the church wisdom, correcting them when they were wrong, praising them when they was right, being fair, and he gave his life for the church. That
Apex, was you on the Bible Brother show? I ain't see you over there. What you got going?
I don't know.
Nah, he wasn't at this last debate. Hey, so y'all finish up on this segment real quick because I want to move on to the
I'm done. I just want to come in and say that.
Gideon, we do have a presentation this Thursday. Our Black Americans Negroes or Israelites. So brother Eddie Israel gonna present. And then I got a debate next Thursday. What's the name of that debate? Are there 204 books of scripture? So you might want to pop in for that. But yeah, y'all go ahead and land your plane on this one so I can move on.
I'm done. I'm done. I just wanted to bring up the appropriation of how they utilize a certain aspect of black culture, which probably they don't come from. Where I know they don't come from, and use the dysfunction to appropriate funds for themselves. And all I was saying was the mark is the fact that we're sitting here talking about it in the same light of the black dysfunction, even though now we even know that it was a scam to begin with. That's the mark.
I hear that. I hear that. The Song of Solomon. That was I hear what you're saying. That's a good point. The Song of Solomon. I know when you wanted to eat the fruits of her thing and this and that, and in the Song of Solomon. That's a good point, ma'am. But think about this. Before R&B music, as we know, came out, our music was almost abstract. What we had the blues, and the blues was masculine.
Apex, hold up, Apex, hold up. We were cheating on each other and whooping each other ass long before R&B music came out.
No. I'm talking about women worship. I'm not talking about
women were beating men ass. Men was beating women ass long before that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when we used to look at a woman and be like, "You are my everything, and there's nothing above you." Like how the music that Maxwell says it. You're the highest of the high. I mean, they are praising women, and our women got an appetite. So you better bow down. When you propose to me, you better kneel. The Bible tells us, do not genuflex, do not bow down to no man. This is the problem that nobody sees. They think that that's normal, but it's not. When do you see Jesus bow down to the church?
This is legislation. This is policies. This is politics. This is court system, my brother. This is a movement. This is a movement, bro. Okay. Why? Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the Democratic Party right now to this day is an LGBTQ woman party?
Oh, hell yeah, man. The Democrats are
well, there you go. Well, there you go. I'm with
all of that. I voted for Trump. Not like he's perfect, but he's a man. He's a masculine dude. This is a masculine, feminine war.
I didn't vote. Sounds like Imam Bashir, man. You sure this is not Imam Bashir? He sounds.
Nah. I'm a Christian. I ain't no Israelite. It don't matter. The Bible says that our nationality is Christ. So I ain't no Israelite. I don't believe in whatchamacallit. I believe in Revelation chapter 6, chapter 7, where it talks about the 144,000, and then it talks about there's an innumerable number from every tribe and tongue and nation. That's the church.
All right, so just make sure and be back. Make sure and be back Thursday. We got the Bible talk going on Thursday.
People got to be honest though, man. Like right now, if the Bible says something and you be like, nah.
No, well, so no. Here's the thing.
What you want me to do after that?
No,
I can't. Here's the thing. No.
I would go down this road with you, but we're on a time schedule.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would go down this road with you, but
Trevor, book it for Thursday, man. You the book.
I got two other co-hosts on here. I don't want them to be getting bored and they want to click off. So no, we can have this conversation, but we just can't have it here.
No problem. No,
and let the record show that MD kind of backed away from Wayne. They both kind of buck danced and ran away from one another, but
no, I was trying to move the show along. I'm not a regular on Man Talk Monday. I just wanted to come in and say my piece and back away. That's all I wanted to do.
And shout out to MD.
Hey,
man. I'll hit you up after the show, man.
I'm always looking to make clips, man. Don't worry about it.
Shout out to MD, man. Shout out to MD. Shout out to
Gideon, man. Make sure you come by Thursday because I'm pretty sure you're gonna try to rip his presentation apart.
I mean, if he's gonna be honest, I'll try, man. But I'm learning, man. It's like, if you're not gonna be honest with it, if you want to win an argument,
no. This brother don't try to win no arguments. He just want to teach, and if you disagree, then come on and challenge him.
Because I don't have commentary. I'm gonna say, look, this says this, and then you're gonna be like, nah. Then I'm like, hey, you got it, man.
Nah, this not those other guys. This is Eddie Israel. He gonna be good. He'll be square with you.
Okay. I'll stop by Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday at 6:30. Give him a chance to just present because last time he was on the panel, nobody let him talk. So, but yeah, speaking a lot, not letting nobody talk. I got Kevin Mike just sitting here looking at me crazy. I can tell what they looking at behind this avatar. So y'all free to stay up, but I'm gonna move on to the next video. So her whole thing was nobody did anything. All these black men stood around, nobody did anything. But again, thanks to the power of the internet, we have a guy that was actually there that did a little bit of commentary. So let's go on and look at this one. Where are we? Let's go to this Somalian looking brother. Yeah, it might be a scam.
Did not help her when she was getting hit with the brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble? This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble. If you go on social media, online, you're going to see some of her antic videos, taunting people, looking for a reaction. Well, she got what she's been looking for, and you guys are giving her the attention that she was actually seeking for. I don't regret not standing up for her. If you look at some of the videos, I was there. I don't regret nothing whatsoever. I don't regret standing up for her. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying that any men have a right to hit a woman, especially with a brick. Nobody deserves that. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. She's not as innocent as she's trying to portray herself to be. She wants attention. She's an attention-seeker woman. She's trying to go viral, and you guys have given her what she wanted. Yes, she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I was standing by doing nothing. And if that shit happened again in the same circumstances, I will watch. Because she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. She was taunting the guy. She was calling him all type of names. She was degrading him to a point where he resulted in picking up a brick and hitting him. I don't condone that type of behavior, but once again, she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. I literally, I remember a while back, she's posting videos going around in public, literally smacking old white people in the face. For what? And now you get hit by a brick, and now you want to cry wolf? And I don't care. You wanted trouble, you got trouble. That's why I'll still buy and watch. So don't, oh man, that whole situation got me upset.
Thank you so much, Danielle, for
all right, Mike, let me just say this real quick. Cliff put in the chat that he thinks he's lying too, and seeing this video and knowing what I know now, I think he absolutely is lying there. Because from what we know now, there probably was no brick. And the fact that he's saying that she said he didn't want to give the number, but this guy is saying, oh, she was calling them all type of names and just taunting them. Then he picked up a brick and hit her again. What man picks up a brick? I mean, it's not like it's any better, but a dude would just haul off and slap her. Ain't no man gonna pick up a brick and hit a woman in the face. I just can't see that happening. So I think this guy is lying too, now that I know what I know. But go ahead, Mike.
I do believe he was lying. I think somebody even came out and debunked that he was even there. Yeah, I'm not. That's why I was trying to understand where MD was coming from, where he thinks I'm the mark. I mean, the only thing he could probably say is that I'm reacting to women's reactions, but regardless of this situation, this would be what I would be saying. Before this happened, I'd be saying the exact same thing I'm saying now. After this happened, I'm saying the exact same thing I'd be saying now. And next week, when this is some flash in the pan story, and we all realize she made off with 50,000 and ran back to Somalia, and now she's got water in her village or whatever, I'm gonna be saying the same thing, because it said this was never about her. For me, it's about women's willingness and propensity to automatically make men the villain.
Facts.
That's my problem. They automatically make men the villain. They had no proof. They had no. All they had was a woman screaming into a camera, and they automatically believed it. That's my problem. My initial reaction was, she's full of boo-boo. Where's your blood? Where's that? Where's the no? You know, my first initial reaction was, why are you? And I didn't get to say it because you said you were going to show the video and you didn't. Why are you yelling at men when you should have called the police? That was my initial reaction. I think I even wrote that in the chat. Why didn't she call the police? Why you worried about these men protecting you when there's law enforcement who are paid from our tax dollars whose job it is to protect you? That should have told, you know what? That should have told me it was a Somalian scam. Well done, MD. That should have told me. Because it made no sense.
And Mike, how many times have we been out down? We live in Florida. How many times have we been clubbing down here? You can't have more than 10 black people gathered together and there's not a cop 10 feet away from you. And where the hell can she go and be in a crowd of people like that? And there's no security, no police, no nothing there to see this.
Oh, the Somalian club. That's what MD said. And you ain't, you know
what? Wherever that's at.
Huh?
I said wherever that's at.
I'm trying to go because they throwing bricks. I want to see if there's bricks on the ground. But I'm saying you 100% right, Trevor, because you can't. The last time I went to a strip club, 5 years ago, whatever it was, at the end of closing, at the end of the night, when it's time to turn on the lights, guess who's waiting outside? Last time I went to a club in Fort Lauderdale, when it's time for the liquor to stop flowing, guess who's waiting outside? When everybody in Merritt Island, when everybody leaves the clubs and they go to Waffle House, guess who's waiting outside Waffle House? When they all go to Denny's, guess who's waiting outside? When they go to the gas station, they turn the gas station into a little club. Guess who showed up to the club? Automatic. Police are sitting around waiting. Police and, y'all know my favorite term, white supremacists are sitting there waiting on the phone. Excuse me, there's 17 black Negroes at the Best Buy. The Best Buy's been closed for 10 minutes. There's got to be doing some paraphernalia or something. And all of a sudden, police show up. Hey, fellas, what's going on? It wasn't us. Somebody made a call and you fit the description. It makes no sense. This whole thing is nuts. But like I said, my problem is if you go back and you go under that same story and look at what women said. Oh my gosh, I've been through it. I bet she was lying. Oh my gosh, that's why I give my number to everybody. Stop lying. You got a fake Google number and you give that number out. Oh my God, every woman became a victim because of this story. Every woman was hit with the same metaphorical brick. Y'all are full of it. Where is this independent? Where is this independent strength? Where is this, man, ain't no man gonna tell me what where is this? I don't listen to these dusties. Where is all that strength at? But all of a sudden you want to be protected. Matter of fact, I got a better one for you. The first thing I did on here that went like whatever, I ain't gonna say viral, but it made me like known on the channel. The first thing I said that made me known on the channel was an interview when Trevor interviewed me, and he asked me, should women submit to men? And I said, no, wives should submit to their husbands. And everybody understood and they felt me on that. But guess what? It goes the other way around. Should men protect women? No. You protect what you are supposed to protect: your family, your friends, your kids, and people that you know. Because if you go out here protecting strangers and they get you shot, everybody's going to say, oh man, he went out like a good guy. That was awesome. And when the lights go off, your kids are not going to have their parent. Your woman's not going to have her husband. And every man behind your back's going to say, he was stupid as hell to get into people's business. I know they won't say it. People love to say, they like to stand up and be moral. And no, I would do this, I would do that. Hey, check this out. This is me telling you, I ain't getting in your business. If I don't see no blood, I ain't touching it. And if you hit it too hard, I'll call the police and let the police deal with it. You're not killing me. I'm going to see my daughter get 21. That's how I feel about it. I'm going to see my baby get 21. I might not get the wife because Moon God is playing, but I'm going to see, and and Juju be acting funny. But I'm going to make it to see my baby graduate. I'm going to make it to see my baby be a nerd. I'm going to make it to walk my daughter down the aisle, and not one of you saying thank you when I hold the door at 7-Eleven. None of you, what you looking at in Walmart when I'm trying to get past you to get the mangoes? Half I don't even know you. None of you, excuse me. Can you get move? None of you, ain't nobody trying to talk to you. None of you heifers that have everything angry and horrible to say about men that all of a sudden demand protection gonna make me miss my baby's graduation. Bump you, bump your mama, bump any man that wasn't there for you, and bump everybody that looked like you. I'm making it home. I already got cops trying to kill me. I got the mayors trying to, and the governor's trying to make laws to get me killed legally. I already got other men that's trying to kill me just to the law of the jungle or some alpha stuff. I'm not dying because you start a problem. If you're out of control and you do out of control foolishness, I'm not risking my life for you. No one in my family does that. You know why? Because they love me. They love the men in their life. They love me.
Key
They
point.
will not put me in a position to risk my life. Why? Because they love me. You don't care about me, man. You call me dusty. I'm not dusty. My clothes just came out the washing machine. But you call me. You call me names because I'm not attracted to you. You call me names because you don't want me, or I'm not driving a Benz, or you think only men that's 6'5" that drives Lex Coupes or whatever the hell should talk to you. Cool. Call that nigga. Call him.
Yeah.
I ain't protecting you. Nothing. I might pick up your oranges if they fell. That's about it. And if you drop a mango, please believe it's going. That's all I got for you. Matter of fact, I got Kevin's number in my phone. I'll give him your number. Call Kevin.
Hey, and let me add to that, man, that beautiful soliloquy. Let me add to that soliloquy real quick.
Thank you, sir.
Biblically, the Bible says that beauty is vain. We forget that too. I don't care how good that woman looks. You are not supposed to be bowing down to that woman when you're supposed to be the head of the home. Men are supposed to have the image of God, which women do not have according to the book of Corinthians. The book of Corinthians says that they have our image, and we, as meaning men, have the image of God. Now, when women marry a man, then they can share in the image of God that God has given us. And then we become one, and then we can represent God in a better way. But you get on because of the man. And I totally agree with everything that the last speaker was talking about. And basically, this is a hatred of God, because we bear the image of God, and these women can't stand for a man to be masculine in their presence. And I'm not talking about being macho. I'm not talking about walking around holding my nuts. I'm not talking about talking like Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm not talking about being like Ric Flair and flat. No. Those are all exaggerations. Those are all things that are stereotypes of macho-ness and bravado and all of that stuff. I'm talking about the everyday Joe Schmo, free-minded man who just wants to be masculine, not because he's forcing it, but because he can't help to be but that. That's all I want. And women's supposed to love that. Why don't you love a regular, masculine, free-minded man? They don't even like men to be free-minded. But I'll be at my job, I'll be in the supermarket, and they be wanting these men that are like puppy dogs. If they don't have the look, if they're not 6'5", then guess what? You got to be their pool boy. You got to be their son husband. You got to be their work husband. You got to follow them around, laugh at their jokes, agree with whatever they got to say, and be at their beck and call to lift something. Or they say, hey, look, I got a false witness here. Here's my eunuch friend, Steve. And he's going to come in the world and be like, whatever she says, I agree with it. I approve this message. And then you bounce out. Bump all of that, yo. Be a regular, free-minded man. And this is basically, it is our fault. Because we let beauty be what God said is not to be. Beauty is vain. And we say, oh my gosh, she look good. So because she looks good, I got to bow down to this woman. She has a big pair of breasts. Her butt is juicy. Therefore, I got to do whatever she says, and I got to be happy to be seen with her. Nah, women are supposed to look better than us. That's mandatory. Why are we surprised when a woman looks good? A woman's biggest problem should be another woman that looks better than them, or as a competition. And if we're supposed to be like that, they're supposed to impress us. We are not supposed to impress them. When you have sex, that's an act of domination. We are dominating them. They are not supposed to dominate us. That's why oral sex, it messes everything up. Because now we're getting used to being, oh my gosh, she's pleasing you.
I was with you until you said that.
No. I'm thinking about it. Yo, that and some states, that's sodomy. If you get caught having oral sex with a person that's not your wife, you could get arrested for sodomy. Is it like that in Georgia, MD?
Well, I'm married, so it doesn't matter here.
You lost me, brother.
Yeah,
yeah. See,
I was riding with you, Gideon, but then when you went there, I'm like, oh. Hey,
No,
so
but-
let me, hey, Gideon, hey, MD. So you basically brought the Manospheric Christian over here, huh? That's basically what Gideon is. He's Wayne in Christian form.
But I mean, now, mind you, let me say this. Like, I'm not, like I said, I believe that if like I don't even agree. Like when I watch a movie, where I'm at right now, and I see like two actors kiss, even that makes me turn my head because I know it's not real. You see what I'm saying? So what is a woman really trying to do now? She's trying to go down on you, right? And then, you know, because she wants to, not because she's trying to dominate you. Okay, I'll give concessions for that because, like the other lady said, there is the Songs of Solomon, and it has connotations. It doesn't say, but it could be connotations and all that stuff. But could be. You can also say it is unclean, but because it's not really, you know, that's where you urinate at. You see what I'm saying? So these are all the tactics that witches do to keep a man out of his position, out of his creation role. So now it's like, oh, please, baby, can you do that to me? Instead of her going to you, like, oh, man, baby, can you put that work in? Can you put that work in? I mean, you make me feel like a woman. I'm like, you damn right, baby. You damn right. Come over here. Nah, they're going to be like, oh, please, make my toes curl. And then next thing you know, dudes is lifting their legs up and they're getting licked in their rectum. So then what they got to do? So either they got to twerk their butt out or they got to crack their legs wide open. See, this is how crazy it gets. We got to go to where it starts. Nobody wants to do that. They only want to go to the extreme. So if I say, oh, a man getting his rectum, you know what I'm saying, chomped on, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's crazy. Nobody's going to admit to that. But nobody wants to go to the lowest common denominator. You know, I'm going to end it right there.
So Gideon.
Okay.
Hold on, Kev. I'm gonna let you go because Gideon done threw me for a loop here. So Gideon, every Thursday I do biblical discussions and panels and stuff like that. So if you want a Thursday, all you got to do is say the word. I'll let you come on. It'll be you by yourself, and you can present whatever you want to present. I'm almost tempted to have you present about this you know, this godly sex thing, because you had me until you went, you know, till you start trying to vilify oral sex. You know, you had me until then. But
well, I'll put it like this: oral sex is used as a weapon. Now, like I said, I am not 100% against it, but the way it's being used these days, it ain't right, yo. Right now, some women don't even know you, and she's putting your penis in her mouth. Come on, man, there's something wrong with that, man. Like, you know, a woman won't even kiss you, but they'll put their penis, put your penis in their mouth, and they won't even kiss you. Some of them. This is madness.
Go ahead, Kev. I know you've been waiting to get in there.
I just wonder what's wrong with that, but yeah, I feel like we're gonna need a timer. But I definitely like what this dude has to say. Like, he's definitely hilarious. Dang. So we was talking about the dude in the video. Let me circle back to that. For one, he doesn't even seem like a dude that would even stop anything. So that's something that didn't shock me.
Why is that always your go-to?
Because he likes to denigrate men.
Why is that always your go-to? A guy don't look like they could do anything.
I mean, look at him. That's all I can say. But dang, man, we don't have too much time. But But yeah, the reason I say that is because you know, there are situations where there's guys that will attack a chick, but a lot of the times, and I'm sure guys see this with other men, like when they're about to fight, but there's always like a screaming contest, or like there's always the pushing and shoving, to where it looks like people are about to fight or about to hit each other, and they're in a sense they're waiting for someone to break up the fight before it even starts. When I say step in, I'm talking about like that. Like, I'm not talking about like if they got a gun and hold on.
Yo, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
There you good. I'm not talking about if the dude has a gun and, you know, you gotta like risk your life like on some, you know, Luke Cage stuff. But
you got a brick.
Yeah, if you got a brick, like, yo, stop the fight is what I'm thinking.
So if he hit you in the head with a brick and you die, you can die from a brick, sir.
Well, hey man, he's a guy. You know, one kick in the nuts is the best way to deal with the situation.
That stuff works.
You said what?
You really think that kicking the nut stuff works?
I mean, it's been proven.
All right, because I want to get to MD kept just dropping it, and Mike has so word came out that this is all a big
foolishness that just came up in the chat.
Word, because Charmaine, he's not. Word came out that this is all a big hoax. So MD would know the money more as far as all the GoFundMe, because I'm pretty sure he's been looking at it. I know she has 3 GoFundMe accounts going back 3 years. Muslim mother needs help with a child. That was one of them. Then she raised over 35,000 at the time that I saw it for this particular incident, 5,000 for the previous incidents. So she's a known scammer. Now new reports are coming out that she was never hit with a brick. And this is me, sorry, being compassionate for women. I never stopped to ask the question when it happened, where is the video footage? There is nothing that can happen in this world today that there's no video footage, that somebody didn't video tape it. Why is there no video of her actually being hit with the brick? The owner of the establishment that they were in said none of their surveillance footage shows anything about her being hit in the head with a brick. There's no file on police records.
There you go.
That anything was ever called in that this happened. So yeah, this is a big fat scammer. And Mike and Wayne, Mike said it about the bruising. Again, a lot of these times I'm so caught up in, I get it. I got a very soft spot when it comes to women. I don't like to see women abused, things like that. So when I see stuff like that, it touches a nerve for me. So when I see it, I'm looking at it as, you know, like, oh, hell no, you know, I'm a roll on this fool or something like that. But I never stopped to think that there was no scarring. There was no blood, because obviously she was in the hospital. So what they're saying is that she has some type of allergic reaction, and all she did was shot saline into her face, and it caused it to swell up like that. So, Kev, I want to hear what you got to say about that, and I'm gonna pull up other pictures of people that have this same condition that swells your face up in the exact same manner.
So we're talking about all of it?
Yeah, we just gonna talk about it, because I want to get into another video.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll make it short because I don't know how much time we got, but I got this. Well, one, I got to salute her because she's about her paper, and yeah, man. It definitely it's something that I distaste, which is like taking advantage of people. And this is what I was talking about, like in the last podcast, that like it's too easy to make Black people look bad, because like what MD said, like this is something that's playing off of like trauma and like stereotypes, so it's gonna be believable. Like, and I'm sure we all have at least one experience where like we know of a dude that attacked a chick at one point. So it definitely sucks that this chick is like taking advantage of that, because it's gonna make people who are already like weary of these stories to be like, I don't know, did that really happen the way that happened? And it's like, but it did. But we're not gonna believe her. So she's trash. We gotta sun these. We gotta sun these type of people, yo, or at least call them out. Like, wait a minute, aren't you that one chick? You know.
Yeah, but when we do it over here, Kev, you tell us that we being too hard on them.
Exactly.
Hey, Mike, hold it down. I'll be right back.
All right, you putting capes on them. It's impossible to sun them. They're trash. When I call them trash, you tell me I'm being horrible. You know what the problem is? I'm going to tell you what the problem is. See? I'm going to tell you what the problem is, and I apologize to Wayne if I'm taking any of your points. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro, go ahead. Do your thing.
The problem is the vast majority of men see women as barely above infants. If you saw a woman as an adult like I do, like Wayne does, like any man who has sense does, you would automatically assume that they're lying because they're a human being, and that's what humans do. The problem is the majority of people look at women as, no, she wouldn't. Why would she make that up? Why? Because she's a woman that wants money. Simple and plain. If you would have thought if it was a man, they would have immediately came to that end, but they won't. And to the woman that called me a misogynist, I find it hilarious that you could have listened to what I said, where I spent just as much time saying how wonderful the women in my life are and how much love and respect I have for the daughter that I'm trying to raise. And just as much time in that into saying that I would not defend women I don't know, but I became a misogynist. Gentlemen, this tells you exactly what women's actions are. Everyone knows the 3 B's: the boss, the bitch, and the baby. Everyone knows it. And their initial weapon is always to name call. And they got their 3 names. You're toxic, you're narcissistic, or you're misogynistic. They'll always bring out one of the big 3. Sorry, ma'am, I'm none of those. I ain't never been a misogynist because misogyny means you hate women. I don't hate women. If you knew what anyone else in this chat knows, I don't even have any men in my life at the moment. The only guys I have are these girls in the group. Everybody in my life's a woman, and I help take care of them, love them, and protect them. Why? Because they're in my life and in my circle, and this is my job. There's a woman that lives in Texas who I've seen once in my life, who I would die for twice, but more than dudes I see out here. And I would fly out there and kill a dude if somebody did something to her because she's in my life. I put her under my protection because I respect her, because she respects me and would not put me in a position of danger for no reason. You women, for some reason, have it in your mind that you can call men names, disrespect men, down men, and then as soon as you need them, we should show up. Well, guess what? You ever heard of learned behavior? Whenever your kid's learning and you're trying to teach your kid math, if you tell them, oh my God, you're dumb, you'll never learn this, you'll never get it. Guess what? They'll never learn. But the second they get something right, you go, oh my God, good job, yay. You know why you do that? It gets them excited. It builds the activation energy. It makes them want to do it more. It makes them want to move your approval. You women have forgotten that is your gift. You've forgotten that if you boost up men, men will break through walls for you. Instead, you've decided that you're going to be the man and you're going to ignore men and tell men they ain't nothing. But then when it's really time for men to show up, you expect men to do it. That's not how it works. You don't get to step on something. What's the saying? You keep beating the dog, eventually it's going to run away or bite you. You guys have been beating us for decades now. Decades. And expect us to stand up? First of all, we ain't nothing but pockets and height and penis. Now all of a sudden, we're supposed to be protectors? I was a dusty bum to you a second ago. Makes no sense. I'm sorry, Mr. Wayne. How do you feel about this?
Man, you said it all. I mean, you pretty much said it all. So I mean, literally, it was a whole witch hunt on black men this whole week. Even with Carly Russell, there was a whole witch hunt on black men, which nobody talks about. Facts. You know what I mean? So outside on the internet and outside the internet. You said it all. That's all I got to say, bro. What I found interesting though is that she what was crazy, I think you said it, like she put more energy into blaming the guys that didn't jump in versus getting the guy who actually did it. If it was a guy, of course it wasn't the guy, but like like you say, calling the police, making a police report, trying to get footage, trying to identify the guy, his car. But she made it a more big of a deal of the guys that didn't protect her versus the guy that did it. And everybody else on the internet and in reality did that. I had people calling me, asking me about this, asking me to be on their panels and on their shows and to talk about this stuff. You know, my girl came home and walked through the door and was like, you heard about the girl got hit with a brick? So, yeah, I mean, so, you know, this was just all over the place, not only on the internet. And because it is, you know, they had their forks and sticks and knives out, you know, hunting black men. It was a witch hunt on black men because it is. So, you know, like, yeah.
And before I pass this back to Trevor, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to do your due diligence. Go out there and Keatot, I see what you said. She did ask if I was a misogynist, but it hurts my feelings that she can hear me talk with that much passion about my daughter and about the women in my family, and her first thought is he must hate women. That bothers me. But I'm gonna tell you all, do your due diligence, look up. There is a video of that same Somalian scammer who goes on for about 15 minutes about how being a lesbian is the best thing in the world and how men ain't nothing and a man can't do nothing for her and men ain't this and men ain't that. And she wishes men would not talk to her. And as soon as it hit the fan, she's automatically begging for men. Now, Kevin, we all know it was fake. We know it wasn't real. And I hear what you're saying. I'm never saying that if I was in a situation, I might not say something. I'm saying if I'm in a situation and I watch a woman accost a man and a man accosts back, I'm staying out of it. I'm not risking my life. I'm sorry. You know what? I'd rather have a Man Talk Monday come and come on here and talk about what happened and be like, man, it was crazy how he hit her with that left hook. That was nuts. And then have everybody tell me how I can't believe you did that. Cool. Guess where you're telling me that from? My house. I'm in my crib and I'm safe. Another day to see my baby. Because that's how I judge life. Everybody's like, oh, we got to another weekend. Nah, another day that my baby runs to me when she gets out of school and says, Daddy, and pushes her kids out of her other classmates out the way to run up in my arms. That's a solid victory for me. W me. And sorry, ladies, if I don't know you, I ain't protecting you. But if I do know you, I'll protect you with my life and I won't let nothing happen to you. Simple and plain. On you, Trev. Hey, Mike.
Well, I want to say one thing, though.
Go ahead, Kev.
Okay, yeah, with a lot of your points in this podcast, like, I mean, I could agree with them, but
all of them.
Yeah, I could agree with most of them. I said that specifically. I think the difference between the two of us is that, like, I've spent more time in the suburbs. I grew up in the hood too, but I spent more time in the suburbs. So, like, my situations and the type of women that I deal with is way different than, like, a chick in the hood or the projects that's, like, you know, popping out the mouth and ready to hit somebody. For me, I don't see that. Like, the most danger I see is, like, a dude. Like, for example, I was in a club and one dude was pushing up on a chick, looking like he was ready to fight her because, like, she didn't want to dance with him, and she went behind me and I'm like, I put my hand on him, I'm like, bro, chill out. And then his homeboys came out and try to move him back. So those are the situations I'm talking about when I say protect women. But, you know, at the same time, yeah, there are situations where, yeah, there's going to be, like, guns involved. So where, like, yeah, you're going to think twice about stepping in. So I don't think anybody's wrong when it comes to this topic, but I think the misogynist comment comes from, like, the energy and the emotion that we can probably hear, or that we hear from your voice when you, like, talk about those situations you were saying.
Hey, but
go ahead.
And you know, we also have to acknowledge the misandry going on.
Facts.
with the girl. We can't just not talk about that. How she's going on about being a lesbian. This is another hot take right here. But I believe most women are under the process of becoming lesbians. Most women in America, I believe most women are being turned lesbian from the island of Lesbos. And yeah, you know, like they are independent. And when you are independent, you're against your creation role, and that means that you're against God.
That's BS. That's BS.
Most women in this country are under the. I'm not trying to say they're gonna come out and be full-fledged gay.
Well, that's what you just said. Now, I didn't let you go too far. I lied, but when you said this independent, I had to step in. I'm sorry, Trevor. 2 minutes. That's BS. I'm telling you, the reason we even talking about this and this elaborate scheme of espionage and cultural appropriation was able to happen based off of what you just talking about right now.
No,
do you not understand that?
No, I totally understand you. But right now, when you just take a scan of wherever you at, just take a scan, yo. And right now, I mean, just the other day, I had these two ladies. I work in the hospital, and I had these two ladies. They're nurses, and they both got big, just juicy butts, man, and slim, this real slim waist, so that they're in shape. Bubbles. One of them got a bubble. I think it might have had a surgery. Another one just may be just gifted like that. And they looking, and the way they was looking at each other, and I'm not trying to say that they're gonna go out and start carpet munching. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that.
So what's wrong with that? That's what I'm asking. What's wrong with it?
I think that is a little bit too far, and I believe these processes have gone above what they, the needle went a little bit in the red, and most of these women's processes of the devil, the kingdom of darkness, trying to turn people opposite sex. Because we have to admit that the devil does not want all these people here. We know this. We do know that there is something. There's population control that spiritually and governmentally these things are here. And we have to acknowledge that they don't want people having babies right now. So they have stuff that's going on in the food. There's chemicals and hormonal warfare going on in our food that is making people wonder, like, wait a minute, man. Like, so you put people in the right situation, you starve them out, you have these stereotypes that men are this and women are this, and then you put the hormones in the food. Is a perfect recipe, man. It's a perfect recipe. And I believe that people in this country are on their processes of becoming. Now, men, it's harder to change men because we are harder to change by nature. Like to actually deceive men. I mean, the Bible says that it was Eve that was deceived, not Adam. See what I'm saying? So our women, if you leave them uncovered, things can happen to them that won't happen to us. You see what I'm saying? Because they need to be covered. They're supposed to have fathers that's supposed to give them away to husbands. And whenever you break down that process, what you gonna have?
Apex, but yet here you are complaining about the situation from an individual. Hey, you know what? MD's thought box tomorrow, man. I'm gonna shut up, Trevor.
No. I mean, hear me out. I'm not trying to say that these women are all out. I'm talking about these processes have begun in most of our women. I'm not trying to say that they're gonna go out and do it, but because they're women and they need to be covered, that is gonna have much more of an effect. These processes have been taking place to everybody, but men.
Wait a minute. In effect on who? On
the
you?
Whole population.
No. You. Is it an effect on you?
Nah, it doesn't affect men. Like I said, like look at the stuff that we do right now. Like dudes that don't even know God, they got the pause game because there's something there's like, nah, man, that's nasty. Get out of here, stinking dusty man. No, that's garbage. Pause. Anything that you even think about it, we are like, nah. But women be like, hey, you never know, you know all that stuff, and it just opens the door. And I'm not talking about the things that are egregious. I'm talking about the slight things that we got to talk about, because if you solve only the big problems, but you don't solve the setup to the big problems, then you're going to be doomed to repeat these cycles that we don't want to go through.
Hey, let me say this, and then I'm gonna let Trevor go on. The fact that we gotta say pause after saying something that may be taken to be homosexual, and you don't see no problem in that. I can't talk regular English.
There's a problem in that.
So is that the mindset?
No, it's a point to where it's like the stuff that's going on out here, it's not going down with me. It's not going down with us. So I think it's stupid, but I also understand the spirit of it. Like, nah, that crap ain't going on with my people. So we say pause. So I'm not saying I'm going to be doing it. I'm not saying I'm going to be doing it, but I understand the sentiment. I understand it. Like, yo, we got to keep things what they are. Keep it straight. It's a straight
based off of what? Based off of what, AP? Just say it. Just say what you want to say.
It's based
off of what? Because all of this is based off a foundation of a genealogical sexual aspect of men and women. What is that based off of, AP? Please tell me.
No.
I mean, hell, you've been saying it all show.
No, what I'm trying to tell
everything that we fulfill, the duty of men and women is based off of what?
No, let me say it how I say it. Let me frame it.
Socially, right, I ain't talking about like human nature. Why I'm talking about socially.
Yeah,
what is it based off of?
We are dealing with an agenda by billionaires that they want to stop the population, and they will do it by any means necessary. And one of their tactics is to stop the human reproductive process, to make people hate each other so they don't get married. And if something that happens, it's going to be a crazy home. They got abortions. They got all of these things. You have to admit that what I'm trying to say is true, because you know,
if some of these Negroes don't get born or get snapped into I don't give a damn. What they got to do with me?
Jeez. I'm not saying that has anything to do with you. I'm just acknowledging it. That's all I'm saying. Just acknowledge it, that this is out here and people don't want us to reproduce.
I acknowledge that every American human being got the right to their own freedom. As long as it's not affecting me, I don't give a damn.
Well, I'm
a misogynist, I'm a misandrist, I'm a xenophobe, I'm a racist. I don't give a damn what you called me.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm trying to say that this
I'm talking about it because you're misrepresenting what freedom is based off of some pseudo morality that was built upon a book.
So wait a minute.
That's this whole discussion, and it's been put up under a microscope in the black community. That's why we got gender wars as we speak. So then here come the curry stew eaters. They get to come in and culture vulture off of what the American aspect of black culture is and use it to their advantage, and you fall for it like and you're doing it right now.
No, I agree.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I
agree with you about that. But I didn't fall for it because I'm just acknowledging what's going on out here, man. I'm seeing how
you did fall for it because you're using it as a footstool of what you're talking about right now. No, if you didn't fall for it, we wouldn't be talking about it. No, and they wouldn't have no money.
No, women don't even like being around masculine men anymore. They want men.
Man, you're doing it again. You're doing it again.
No. I'm no. Look, I could go outside, use my eyeballs, and be like, yo, when you see a masculine guy, if that dude is not rich or any type of thing, tall, whatever,
does that hurt your ego, Apex? That's what I'm asking. Does that hurt your ego, or do you keep it pushing and you eventually go to the woman that goes with your commonalities?
No. Why would that hurt my ego?
Because you're acknowledging it as some type of super serum for women. I'm not.
No, I'm not saying.
I just say the hell with you, and I keep it pushing.
Okay, but I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just talking about that is out there. That doesn't mean anything to how I feel about it. I don't go by feeling.
It does, because you're going on a diatribe based off of I'm
going on the diatribe because it's true. And I believe these are the problems. These are the problems that are too minute to get on your radar. You don't want to acknowledge these things.
I don't want to acknowledge it because it don't affect anything that I'm doing in my life.
But actually it does.
That's the beauty about being an individual. The beauty is about being an American. That's what I'm telling you. These issues that constantly come up in our community are 100% preventable if we can understand the value of us individually and continue to move forward in a commonality based off each other. It's like connecting the dots. The dots ain't being connected because Negroes is bundling up dots and put them in a bowl, and that's the aspect of black culture. It's not. That's what I'm telling you. And issues like this happen because it's a subgrade of a microcosm of what we are to outside people. That's what I'm telling you. And we roll with it because we always falling for the starlight. We always trying to be up under the light. And that's our issue. And I'm done with that. Zero hit.
Oh, he talked it out.
That's it. That's it. So y'all tune in.
Stop boxing out the mic.
y'all tune in tomorrow for MD's Thought Box. All right, I got one last video that I want to play because we were talking about defending, and Mike makes a good point. I talk about my daughter all the time. Mike talks about his daughter all the time because we got plans to see our daughters get married and stuff like that. So what happens when you step into a situation and now you don't get to see your daughter anymore? So this is the last video that's going to take us out, but here you go.
Local 10 is speaking with the girlfriend of the hero who tried to stop an attack on a woman at a Lauderdale Lakes Walmart and was shot and killed.
Meanwhile, the suspect who worked at that store faced a judge today. Local 10's Sanella Sabovic is live with our exclusive interview. Sanella.
Thierry Bastien was inside this Lauderdale Lakes Walmart when he saw a man beating up a woman. He raced in to help her out. He was killed for doing that right in front of his own family. Their lives have forever been changed now. This infant baby boy will now never get to know who his father was.
It's the songs that plays back in your head. It's the whole scene that plays back in your head.
It was supposed to be a simple shopping trip that changed Makia Ford's life forever. She watched her boyfriend, an infant baby's father, Thierry Bastien, get shot 6 times.
In the front of the baby and in the front of my kids and in the front of me. That's something I'm never, ever going to get over for the rest of my life.
Ford says she and Bastien witnessed a man beating up a woman inside this Lauderdale Lakes Walmart. No one tried to help the woman out, and Ford says Bastien came to her aid.
When he threw her down and he started punching on her is when he ran off to go help her, and I pulled him back and I told him to don't go, and he said he'd just go in to help.
Bastien and the alleged shooter, a Walmart employee who was off the clock, Tironi Sterling, tussled, and investigators say Sterling shot him. Ford pleading with the shooter after the first shot to spare her boyfriend's life.
I had the baby in my hand. I was like, no, please, even if it's for the baby, even if it's for the baby. And he just stand over him and he just shot him.
Sterling was arrested Tuesday night and appeared in bond court today where he was denied bond.
Sir, you're charged with murder while engaging in certain felony offense.
For Ford, it won't bring the love of her life back, who she says was an amazing father.
He was really all about his family, working and taking care of his family. And you just took that away from us. And that's not fair. It's not fair to the kids. And it's not fair to me, having the big heart that he have. He went down as a hero, but it's sad.
Sad indeed, and he did go down as...
So just like Mike says, the only thing you get out of that is you go down as a hero. Again, this like one of those slippery slopes, man, because I'm not, and I'm not speaking for everybody. And literally this happened less than 10 miles away from my house. So this is close to home. We all grew up in this area. So I'm not saying that there'll never come a time where I'll see a guy beating up a woman or something and I don't get involved. I've done it before. I just don't broadcast it. I've been out. I used to go to the gym 4 o'clock every morning. I remember one morning I was stopping at 7-Eleven to go get an energy drink before I hit the gym. And this pimp was outside roughing up this girl. And again, I'm 6 foot, 260 pounds. Like, I'm very intimidating. This little pencil thin pimp. And I just went over there like, yo, bro, nah, it ain't going down in front of me. And he was like, all right, big dog, you got it. You got it. So, I mean, and that's not even like something that I say I'm gonna do. I wouldn't do that every time because I'm not saying what happened there, but I'm just saying for me, I can't see I'm not going to be the one that's just going to stand there and watch this going down. Like, I get anybody who doesn't want to, because again, you know, I want to see my daughter get old. I want to, you know, I want to grow up. I want to walk her down the aisle. I want to see her, you know, buy her house, you know, do all type of shit. Everything that parents want to see for their kids. I want to be here for my wife. But then there's another part in me, and it's a weakness in some men. We got this hero complex that feel like we could save everything. But there's a guy that literally probably thought that all he had to do, he's a pretty big dude. He probably thought that all he had to do was go over there and be like, nah, homie, just chill out. Let's talk about it. And so, and his girlfriend said that Buddy stood over him and shot him. So it's one thing, he shot him 6 times. So it's not even like, you know, that became excessive. It ain't like he shot him to get him off of him. He shot him, then stood over him and shot him again for the kill shot. So I get it, man. When somebody say like, hey, I don't want to get involved in this and that, you know, I always have weapons on me and stuff like that. So, you know, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm just saying, and I'm not saying I'm gonna jump into every situation and things like that. But if I see a situation sometime where I'm like, nah, man, this ain't going down, just not in front of me. It ain't happening in front of me. Whatever you do when I'm not there, 9 out of 10, just my presence alone will stop it. But I'm not to the point where I want to try it every time. You know what I mean? Because there may be that time where like, nah, big man, I got some hot steel for you. You know what I mean? So, so Kevin said, and Kevin had a bunch of good comments I wanted to read, but I had to let that debate get off. Let me read Kevin's comments real quick before I turn it over to you guys. Kevin says, this topic has also shown that we haven't talked much about how we have a generation of men that lack anger, impulse control. Absolutely. And he had 2 more that I wanted to read. Here's a hot take. Maybe people don't want to have babies because they can't afford them. I think that was referring to something Gideon said. And I also think the idea of protecting doesn't have to be physical. The collective action of the other men telling bro with the brick to chill could have had an impact. Well, there was no bro with the brick. So, I mean, it was her injecting herself in the face. But yeah, man. So I've done it. Like I wasn't going to say anything to the end, but I've done it. I've stepped up and stood in between stuff before. I've done it before, you know, on a numbers occasion, because in the moment, you're not thinking that, hey, this guy gonna kill you. You thinking the worst he gonna do is try to knuckle up with you. And then you thinking in my position, I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna be a good idea for him. But as we see with this young brother, is like, no, I'm gonna just kill you. I'm not gonna fight you. And that's the problem. That's unfortunately that's where we that's where we are right now. But Kev, you got it.
Yeah, I now that Kevin J, now that he said it, that's something I wanted to bring up too. Like, regardless of like how delusional I sound, like I still believe that, you know, men are built to protect women. You know, depending on the situation, of course, I still believe that. That situation in the video is definitely sad. I definitely feel for him. I definitely applaud him because he's doing his job. You know, he's there to protect, even if it was a random chick. But yeah, I appreciate the fact that you played that, because like now it's like, okay, this is why people are saying the things that they're saying when it comes to like protecting women, because it is dangerous. And this is also why I feel the way I feel when it comes to different places and, you know, types of people in the Black community, because like, you know, therapy and dealing with your feelings isn't something that's considered manly, and not just the Black community, but with other people as well. And we got to be honest, like men can be scary to women, so I don't blame women for feeling the way they feel. I don't blame guys for feeling the way they feel when it comes to you know, stepping up. But yeah, hopefully with this video people will at least bring a weapon with them, and also cooperate with the police, because I'm getting really tired of this whole gang culture and like supporting like, you know, stupid decisions, stupid what do you call it? Stupid activities when it comes to the culture. Like, you know, somebody goes to jail, he gets celebrated. You know, if somebody's doing something wrong in the neighborhood, you don't snitch to the police, and it's like, bruh, you're messing up not only us, but you're messing up the neighborhood that you live in. So, but yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go.
Wayne, and real quick, Cliff says my job is to observe and report. Listen, I'm not gonna be that guy to call you a punk for not doing anything, because Mike say it all the time. I got to go home to my daughter, and the bottom line is, Kev said one thing. Kev said that the guy did his job, and as Kev was saying that, I was thinking to myself, like, did he really do his job? Because his job is to be there and protect his family. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it looks like, yeah, I laid down my life for my fellow man and things.
So
like
what
that.
did he get out of that? Did his family get taken care of?
That's what I was going to say.
Did that daughter and did that baby and that lady get compensated for that? See, this is what I'm saying. It's all I don't understand. Situational awareness. You pay taxes for protection. You pay for protection. It's called the police. You pick up the phone and you call the police. Now, I do understand there are some situations, man, where, yeah, I may step in. I mean, look, man, if I see a woman and she's pleading like, listen, sir, I don't want no problems. She's backing away. I may say something, you know what I mean? But look, man, people are crazy. So you want a man to risk his life and his labor for somebody that he doesn't know. And then, of course, you see in this clip, this man loses his life. And now he leaves a child and his woman behind. And nobody compensates. Where's his GoFundMe? Where's that, Kev? Where's his GoFundMe? Nowhere to be found. Oh, he did his job. Good job. I don't understand. Look, when I owned my security business in Fort Lauderdale, there was just certain accounts that I wasn't going to take. And I had guys in my company that was 6'5", 6'4", linebackers, defensive line, offensive line. And still there were certain jobs that I'm not going to take, because I'm not going to sit there and be responsible to go home and tell somebody's family that, their husband or their boyfriend was shot trying to break up a fight in the club. So certain things I'm aware of. I'm not going to take account. I'm not going to take the account at Troy's on 31st and Sunrise. I'm just not going to take that account, bro, because I know what happens. All right. So I'm just saying, man, just situational awareness, man. Like, pick up the phone, call the police. You know what I'm saying? If anything. But I just, and Kev, I want to say one thing. I remember a couple of shows ago, you said that you agreed that if a woman say, well, if you want me to submit, then you need to show that you can leave. And there are certain standards that you need to meet. You don't think this is the same for men? You don't think men have the obligation or the option to say, well, you know what, if she's not carrying herself like a woman, then I'm not going to step in and say, I'm not going to step in and involve or put my life on the line. I think men should have that choice. And I don't think men should be shamed for that. I don't think men should be shamed for not jumping in. I don't think men should be shamed for it. And that's what this whole thing was about. Black men were shamed for not quote unquote protecting this lady, thrown to the fire. And that's my whole thing. Like, it's just the image of black men just tarnished when it comes to stuff like that, because people go by how they feel, right? Like I should lay my life on the line for somebody I know who's sitting there jaw jacking back and forth for the man, for a stranger. But yet, for you to submit to me, I have to have some type of standards for you to submit to me, and you have to approve of my leadership. But you don't have to approve of me protecting you. There's no guidelines or nothing. I just jump in front of a bullet. Get out of here. That's all I gotta say.
Real quick, Mike, before you go, MD and Gideon, y'all got anything to close out on this? Because I'm about to shut down after Mike goes.
Nah, it's all good, man. Yeah, I just real quick with that situation. It's about threat assessment, man. Like I always tell people, hey, look, man, the days of fisticuffs is over with, bro. If it's something going on, I don't care how confident you is in your ability, bro. Everybody pack it. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't, just stay out of it. Go find some help. Go find the authorities that can take care of it. Other than that, hey, man, stay out of it. In that current situation, like you don't know the mindset of him. You know, like he could have been in a fit of rage based off of whatever situation him and that female was in. And we all know, like, well, I ain't gonna say we all know, but when you in a fit of rage like that, man, like you ain't trying to hear what nobody else talking about, whether right, wrong, and indifferent. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree with Wayne per se. You know what I mean? It's about threat assessment. You got to understand. Hey, look, I'm in a public area. It's a public disturbance going on. What's going on around me? What can I do to alleviate this situation? If you can't do nothing, your best bet to go call 12. That's just what it is.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you got to get your John Wick on. I don't know. I mean, how you want to look at it, yo?
You got to have John Wick to get your John Wick on, and apparently he ain't have John Wick. So,
yeah, but in all seriousness, yeah, man,
I
it's a
never
shame
home without it.
I mean, it's a shame that he lost his life, though. Seriously, it's like it's so bad, and like somebody said on the panel, it's like, yo, where's the GoFundMe? Where's that GoFundMe? For real, that's the realest question I heard up here. How come that's not even a issue? Like, where's that? You know, and maybe that lady, she didn't know any better, but somebody's supposed to be like, yo, if you supporting this girl, you gave her 40 G's in one shot, and you can't get this guy who stepped up for the women. Where are the women? They're supposed to be, you know, black women. They got all this money going through them, like how everybody talks about, you know. And a lot of it is true. Like they one of the biggest consumer target, you know what I'm saying, targets out here for corporations. Why shouldn't they be raising up, you know what I'm saying, for the sisterhood, you know? But it's a shame.
Gideon, listen, I'm gonna set up an interview with you. Me and you gonna do an interview because you're the first manosphere Christian I've ever met. Me and you got to do an interview. We got to. We just listening to you tonight. Listening to you tonight has been nothing but a delight for me. Like for real.
I mean, I don't like it. I'm Christian first, but I also know that like masculinity is you know, that is of God. That's from God. God is masculine, and the devil hates that.
Oh, God's not the divine feminine, like they say.
Come on,
I'm just messing with you, man.
I know, man. Hey, but it's like it's deeper than we think. It's not just the masculine and feminine war. When men have the image of God and women have the image of man, and then the devil is running the world, and when he sees men, he sees God. Who is he going to attack? He's going to attack the man through the woman. And it's the same old thing, just like in the Garden of Eden, happening over and over again in all of our lives, even in our own very lives, in our jobs, in the supermarket, when you walk the street, when you're on the bus, when you're on the train, when you're driving by these people on the highway. It's the same thing right now that's going on. There's nothing new under the sun in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible. There's nothing new under the sun. So we got to recognize the patterns. So I wouldn't say I'm manosphere. It's just that this is the part that that most people of God may not have gotten the revelation from God as of yet. I'm not special like that, but that's just because of what I've been through. God put me through a lot of different, situations for me to see it like this. And all I know is that when I walk around everywhere, when I'm in the world, in and out of it, when I'm in the world, I see that they try to clown men. I was watching a video. It was talking about how in the Marvel movies, how when they first came out, they were such brilliantly written. The story arcs were so wonderful that they gave all of the men in the MCU, they had great storylines, they had good character, and even the ones that started out bad, they grew into something great. But then as soon as Captain Marvel came around, They cut all of the storylines short, and now they started playing dudes for no reason. I don't know if you saw the Secret Invasion. Man, they made Nick Fury look like a piece of trash in that series, yo. They doing this on purpose because it's the devil that's doing it. And that's the part I want people to see, is that he has to clown men because he's really trying to clown God. So when the Antichrist shows up, you know what? He's going to be a feminine nature. He said he's not going to have the use for a woman in the Bible. So this is all part of the end time scenario. It's not separate. The whole man is
going to have a switch to his walk, huh?
All right,
yeah,
so,
yes.
Yeah, you better stop him now.
Let's set this up. Let's set this up because we making really good time, and I want to close the show out now, and I got to give Mike the final word. But yeah, I definitely.
All right, peace, y'all. I see y'all Tuesday. I see you Tuesday, Mike. Peace.
All right,
call me MD.
Yeah, hey,
I got.
Get in. And MD got a way to contact me. You let me know. You know when you're available on a Thursday. I want to do a presentation with you for real, because even some people in the chat telling me to do a interview with you.
That's cool, man. And it's like, if people that disagree, it's like, I'm just going to keep it real simple. I'm going to show simple Bible verses. And if they start coming at me with this, oh, that doesn't mean that means this, when I make it plain and they're going to be like, nah, then I'm like, hey, look, man, there's nothing else to say, man. Because I like to keep it as simple as possible. I see it in the Bible. I read the context. And bang, that's it.
All right. Well, yeah, MD got all my info, man. So we could set something up, man.
No doubt.
I'm gonna call you the Manosphere Christian. Man, this was a delight, man. So peace out, man. And remember, Thursday we got a Bible presentation.
No doubt, man.
All right.
Peace to you.
All right, Mike. Oh, before you say something, hey, Nene. Mike, I don't know if Shaka is still in the chat. Shaka, I don't know if Dr. Mia are going to be listening later, but we were supposed to get to the Erica Mena thing tonight, but we didn't. So what I want to do is I want to do a cross promotion with Pour Your Heart Out for a colorism topic, but basing it off of specifically the Erica Mena and Spice confrontation, because I just say it like this. I have zero problem with what Erica Mena did. So there you go. But I do realize that the colorism is the bigger point there. So, Moon Goddess says she's here. So if y'all, I'd like to do this as soon as possible, like a Man Talk Monday. So Nene's standing right here. So once we get off, we'll figure out all the particulars. But I do want to do that. I am going to save the Erica Mena video just because I want to do it with the women, because I think the bigger issue at play here is colorism. Because again, like I've had this conversation with Mike. Y'all don't understand. Me and Mike had conversations behind the scenes, and we actually had a long, good conversation about this. I don't think that, at the end we kind of realized we was agreeing a little bit, but I'd like to hear what the ladies had to say mixed in with us. So that's why I'm saving it for that. So the colorism conversation will be good, but I want to have that with the women. So, all right, go ahead, Mike.
My time is open as a mug at the moment. So I'm down, especially with the ladies. So, especially, getting me and Moon Goddess talking, we got to talk together. All right, my bad. Let me stay on focus. All right. But on the serious tip, Kevin said something to me, Kevin J, your cousin, and it kind of like shows me that what I said was the truth. You remember when I said the world infantiles women?
Mm-hmm.
And his reaction to what happened was men need to control their impulses. It wasn't adults need to control their impulses. It was men need to. No, Kevin J. Everybody does. Women included, because women have never been told that Moon Goddess is here. Most women have never been told or chastised for their over aggression, their over active impulses, their oversensitivity. They just get told, oh, she's a girl. She's having a moment. Let's just it's just a bad day. Monica sing just one of them day. No matter what, they can blame it on something else. No. I've been around women who I'm not gonna put her out there. There's a woman I know who I've known my entire life, who I didn't know until I was an adult that she had periods. Because I've never seen this woman. I've seen this woman get angry. I've seen this woman get sad. I've seen this one, but it's never been irrational. It's always been logical. It's always made sense. She's never been like, oh, I'm premenstrual, so I got no. And then I know another woman that says, oh, I have pregger brain. No, stop. This is just excuses to do stupid stuff that you want to do. Just like your sister circle. When you sit around and you lie to each other, like we watched in that show that Nene made us watch, they sat around, you didn't watch it, sat around and they told each other half-truths and then supported each other. That's right, girl. You don't need him. He ain't nothing. He was the best dude you ever had. He over there knocking on my door. You was begging him to sleep with you. They allow society to lie to him. I just want women to be adults. And I want to treat them as adults because that's who they are. I don't want to sleep with a child. That's gross. I don't want to sleep with a thing that we put barely above a baby. No, I want a grown woman who is riding with me. So if I can't do something, she can. If I'm hurt, say I get shot protecting some idiot at Walmart. My baby can, I'm in the hospital being nursed back to health. My baby got that. Don't worry about it. I signed on the Gap insurance, so your car, you ain't got to worry about that. I signed in for the whatever insurance that says when you miss work, we got she got all that stuff lined up. And she's working double shifts to make sure the house is good until I'm back on my feet. I want an adult. I don't know why people keep making these women into children. They are not. Act like adults. I will treat you like an adult. I will never put my hands on you. I will protect you with everything I have in my heart. But you have to understand, you can't put me in danger. That is what that is a woman who loves you job. You ever seen a woman get into it with a guy and then her first thing is, baby, it's not even worth it, baby. It's not even worth it. That's how you know that woman cares about that man. That's what it sounds like. You ever heard a woman go, I'm going to go get my brother. He going to shoot this shit. She don't give a damn about none of y'all. Remember the football player?
Yeah, that's Travis Rudolph.
She didn't care about them dudes. And that's why when they got shot up, was she crying on the stand? No. She was trying to defend her. Well, I said shoot they ish up, but what I really meant was not people. Because we stupid. But because she's a little girl, she couldn't have meant that. We don't have to lock her up. Yeah, y'all miss me with that. I treat women like adults. I want an adult. I want an adult as a partner. I don't want no little person that I have to coddle and help. If that's what y'all want, I'll stay single and y'all can kiss the darkest part of my ass. Man Talk Monday out. Holla at your boy.
And there you have it. Another fantastic episode of the Straight Talk Sessions, a Man Talk Monday edition. Oh man, I hope we I hope we answered a couple of questions. Broke
Everybody
down some things
at the main screen.
Oh. Yeah, peace out, y'all. Let me go close the show down.
You got to end with the beard wax.
Got to put the man with the greatest beard on YouTube on the solo screen. So, like I said, hold on. So, like I said, I hope we answered some of your questions tonight and broke down some things. Again, we knew that it was a scam, so it was hard to approach it any other way. I was trying my hardest to approach it like we were trying to give the benefit of the doubt and then lead up to it. But it got to a point where you're like, nah, come on, man. At some point we just got to call these people out for what they do. And that's what this show is good at. We call out bullcrap. We call out bullcrap on both ends of the spectrum. So, and I believe we've done it to guys, we've done it to women. So, like I said, though, hopefully next Monday we could get into the colorism conversation, because I do have the Erica Mena and I think what's her name, Spice, and the Spice video clip. I don't think Erica Mena should have been fired. Come at me, say whatever you want. When you hear my reasoning for it, then you'll probably be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I just don't agree. But I want to have that conversation with women, though. I don't want to just have that conversation with men. We had a conversation with Man Talk Monday. It's fine because I love to have that conversation with Kev, but I want to have it with more than just the men. So so if some of the women from Pour Your Heart Out could come on, I know Dr. Mia is big on that colorism thing. Hell, I even want my cousin Kevin, if you're free, to come on and chime in on it. But if you guys are available to do it next week, then we definitely could rock out on it. I think it'll be a real good show. Y'all see, we kept this at 2 hours, so I won't hold you the whole time. You know, the extra time was me doing the introductions and stuff at the beginning. So I'm about to go, but y'all make sure and check out tomorrow night, Tape Fist Politics, tomorrow at 6 p.m. The topic of that show will be, let me throw up the flyer, will be Joe Blunder. But I think he changed it. I think he said he changed it. But yeah, I got Joe Blunder, Jackass Joe's Attack on Progress. So here's Captain Democrat himself, Venkat, about to go in on his Democratic president. So go figure. That should be great, fun times. Then Wednesday we have Wrestling with Reality, where we'll cover the Endeavor sale, the WWE sale to Endeavor. This is huge. And since its inception, being Capital Wrestling, the WWE has always been owned by a McMahon. So this is the first time that a McMahon will not be the majority owner of the largest wrestling company in the world. What does that mean for the landscape of the wrestling business? We will break it down on Wednesday. Then Thursday, my brother Eddie Israel will be over to do a presentation. The name of his presentation, I forget exactly the wording, but it's something to the effect of our African Americans, are African Americans black? No, something to the effect of like, we're not African. So are African Americans African or Israelite, something to that effect. And I know I'm butchering it, but y'all come on over. He gonna have the whole floor to himself to present, and then we'll be opening up the floor for questions afterwards. So hopefully Gideon will come on, because I think that'll be something Gideon will have a lot of stuff to rebut him on. So, and Eddie Israel is not like everybody else. He's not combative. He doesn't present his information to argue or to be right. He presents his info based on what he was taught and what he read. So if you have something to refute it, as long as you come at him respectful, then there should be no issue. Then Friday, we have I feel like we have, okay, that was Thursday. So then Friday, the MMA will be back to review another UFC show. They just reviewed one yesterday morning, and then they'll be back Friday to preview another show. So they'll be previewing UFC Noche, Grasso versus Shevchenko 2. And then they'll be back Sunday morning to do the review for that show at 10 a.m. There will be no Miami Dolphins post show this week because we have 8:20. We have the Sunday night game, which starts at 8:20, and I can't be doing a post show after that. But we will be returning with the Miami Dolphin post show the following week. Go back and check out the post show to the Miami Dolphin show that we did last night. It was just an hour of fun. Like literally, I came on, I was already, twisted, no pun intended. My throat, I had no voice, but I was just happy for that game for the Dolphins, man. And other fans came on of other teams and just, sang the praises of their team or whatever. So it's a fun hour, man. Just come on by and check it out. Then next Thursday, we do have the debate between St. Louis and Stacey Mobley. Are there 204 books of scripture? This is going to be a very interesting one. And St. Louis has been trying to pull me out to debate him on the book of Jasher. I'm not going to do it just because I said I don't want to destroy. I'm not here to tear down the Bible. And I feel like if I debated against the book of Jasher, I would destroy it. Like my presentation would be untouchable. So that's why I'm gonna decline. unless somebody else wants to take it up for me. But I'm not gonna mess with it unless they keep pushing me. But who knows? So St. Louis and Stacey Mobley will be here next Thursday. Y'all check out that debate from last week with Stacey Mobley and Peter Cox. Fantastic. Be sure to vote in the poll. That debate had a lot of people talking because there's a lot of church musicians. And when that debate was over, I had people hitting me up like, what in the world was that guy talking about? Or you mean to tell me that we're not supposed to be playing instrument? Oh, yeah, it was one of those debates. So y'all be sure and check that out, man. Then on the 22nd, we have the return of the Straight Talk Therapy Sessions with Dr. Mia, episode 3. She will be back. Hopefully Kevin will be here to join her. I'll hopefully I can stay off of the couch. And I think Ricardo asked me earlier about Straight Talk After Dark. Straight Talk After Dark, I am planning on doing another episode, but I'm thinking that I'm gonna just do it as a members only, just so I can say what I really want to say and not have to push it out to the main feed, worrying about getting in any issues, messing up the channel monetization. Speaking of channel monetization, the super chats are open. So if anybody feels free, you feel generous, you could drop us $1 or $2 on the super chats. It will go to the production of the show. It's not necessary, but if you feel like it, we will appreciate it. So let me read these chat comments before I so wait a minute. So Mike and Moon Goddess are just conversating. So Ricardo says it was a great show minus a few random off the rail moments. I would like to come in and do your daughter's. Wait a minute. I would like to come in do. I'm assuming that's to your daughters having different he's. Okay, I'm lost there, but yeah. Gideon, man. I loved Gideon. Gideon, because I've never seen a Christian like that before. Like so gung ho manosphere. Like I loved it. I'd love to just have a conversation with him, because I'm pretty sure me and him got the same talking points. So yeah. So with all that being said, let me get on out of here. Going to relax a little bit. I'll leave you with these words. Peace to everybody in the chat. Also, everybody that's watching in the clouds. Straight Talk Society can only go up. I leave you with these words. Always. Uh-oh, did I forget my closing? Always seek out the truth for yourself. I'm tired, y'all. Sorry. Because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Until tomorrow night, Tape Fist Politics. Peace.
Why are you so aggressive, black man? I'm like, it's a no-win.
Always aggressive black man.
What's up, man?
Wayne.
Mike.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, cut the sexiness out, man. Ain't no women on the panel. Man, we on here talking all sexy.
He just goes on. He just went off on you like that just for no reason.
Yeah, man.